It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that? And the father goes shamefully, that's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully, Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? And I steal the question from Cabs.
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! Right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
That is gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, it's fucking Tuesday night, and you know what that means? It's Knucklehead Comics. We in the building. What's going on, Cap? How you doing?
Doing all right. Excited to get into this conversation because, well, I'll say my piece when we actually get into it.
Hey, man, might as well say it now. Shit.
I still don't know how the fuck I feel about this movie. It's been 2 whole days.
2 whole days.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to think about this movie.
Hey, listen, I hear you. It's for me. I liked it. We're talking about the Marvels. So if anybody hasn't seen the Marvels, they don't want to hear spoilers. We will be talking about spoilers. We'll let you know when the spoilers are coming, so you can listen to us without getting spoiled. But we got the Marvels movie, and we got the season finale of Loki. And what does that mean for the rest of the MCU? And there's a theory out there that I heard that seems to be, what could be happening. And also now, is this phase as bad as we thought it was?
Oh. I got something that not only is this phase as bad as we thought it was, but the next 2 years are going to be even rougher.
All right.
I mean, we can start with that if you want.
Well, let's get into Loki, the season finale. Now, what's going on, Leon the King? So now Loki learns how to go back in time and time skip the way that he's been doing since episode 1, and he's been trying to fix everything. And basically, the only way to fix it would be to either stop Sylvie from killing Kang or doing what he did. Now, does this make Sylvie killing Kang a nexus point? Because similar to Doctor Strange trying to save his girl, Loki couldn't get her to stop killing him.
No, I think it's a false nexus point. Because truth be told, he could have just fucking killed her and been alright. But the thing wasn't he couldn't stop her from killing Kang, or He Who Remains rather. It was a choice. Do you let He Who Remains continue to run the sacred timeline, or do you do, ironically, what Sylvie set out to do in the beginning? Burn it down and replace it with something better.
Yeah.
That was the actual choice. The whole not wanting to kill her was not really a nexus point. It was just a writing convention to give him enough time to come up with what the solution had to be.
I get it. But the crazy shit is this. Kang said, I can give you the power for you guys to take over for him because it's go like that to your left arm. You got a lint on it. The other arm. Yeah, it was bothering me. I'm sorry. But yeah, at the end of season 1, he was like, yo, you guys could take over. You could write history the way you wanted to. I'm tired of this shit. I want to retire, all the other bullshit, blah, 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 this, and the third. And they were saying no because they don't want the power because, they thought that that's what Loki wanted to be, the god and all that other shit. And they all said no. And she killed Kang to give everybody free will. And then the only way to protect everybody that you just gave free will to would be to replace Kang.
Except I 100% see where you're going. But I don't think I don't trust anything that He Who Remains has to say. So that one crucial part where he's like, I'll give you the power to run the sacred timeline. I think that's bullshit. I think he put that in there specifically to make sure that Sylvie only thought, well, of course Loki wants power. That's all he wants. So I get rid of Loki and I kill He Who Remains to reignite the multiversal war. Where if you clearly see, He Who Remains didn't give Loki anything. He learned a time skip on his own. He learned the entire workings and machinations of the TVA on his own. He came up with the idea to make the world tree on his own. He went out there and used his own power to grab all the branches. Like everything that happened came from Loki, point blank, and not Kang giving him anything.
No, yeah.
Because that's the biggest thing about He Who Remains. He's a bullshit artist.
As we can see, because that's Victor Timely.
So you think he is?
He has to be. He has to be Victor Timely because, one, he gave the book back to Victor Timely. He gave the book back to himself, knowing what that would do to him. 2, their speech patterns are the same. Their speech patterns and their over-the-top antics are the same. The only difference is Victor Timely's was what, back in the 20s? And
30, yeah.
And He Who Remains is more modern. Because when I rewatched it again, he's like, oh, you haven't figured out the time pausing? I was like, that's Victor Timely just as a fucking 3,000-year-old man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can see that. The only thing I will say to add on is He Who Remains is just so much more charismatic.
He is. But then again, you also got to remember, with power comes confidence. And one thing Victor Timely didn't have was working devices. And when you have all that power, power corrupts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it kind of makes Quantum Mania make sense. Because I don't know if you went back and watched it over your lunch break, but when I saw it this morning, when they said, "Oh, that Deviant Kang was, found in a 161 adjacent universe," they showed pictures of
Quantum Mania?
Quantum Mania, but the sphere that he had that powered the thing inside what looked like what he put in his ship, or not in the ship, in the whole city, where he was gonna power the whole city, and then what looked like the hallway that he held Ant-Man in. So what I'm thinking is that this retroactively happens before Quantum Mania and Doctor Strange. Because now, you know how you said, wait, if Loki can use the time stone and jump somewhere else and he caused a variant to happen and all other shit, and the TVA went after him and they pruned that timeline and shit, how come when everyone else does it, there's no pruning of the timelines? Where was the TVA with Spider-Man? This had to have happened either congruently or before Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and at least fucking Quantumania.
Yeah. You had a theory way back when. I think coinciding with like Thor: Love and Thunder, where you were like, "Yo, what if Thor: Love and Thunder happened somewhere else and it's not the Thor we know?"
Yeah.
And to go over what you just said, I think the ending of Loki, we watched the birth of the multiverse. Because remember, we were sitting there like, "Yo, what the fuck is the difference between the sacred timeline and the multiverse?"
Yeah.
Well, the sacred timeline is what the Infinity Saga took place in.
Yep.
And now Loki fractured it and made the multiverse. So now we have our multiverse saga. And it started, we watched the origin of it. We just so happened to watch the origin of it after we've seen a couple of things already take place in it.
Yeah. Which, see, this is where the whole, it would have been genius if Marvel would have just held. Instead of for rushing like, oh, everybody hates all this shit, go and rewrite this and go rewrite that. We have to refilm this. We have to refilm that. We have to this, because it makes it seem like chaos. Now, if they did it on some, yo, here goes the movie you can make, and then a movie comes out, all right, we need you to change these parts specifically for this reason. That's not the movie I want to make. It will make sense when everything is done. Like if they're hiding shit from people. You know what I'm saying? That, yeah. I guess, ultra level of security, but because in hindsight, oh, if they meant to do this, that's fucking genius. But then again, it's not looking like you meant to do this shit.
Yeah.
This is a happy accident.
Yeah, this is the dude who trips on the ground and then just does push-ups. Acting like he went down to do push-ups.
What's going on, Mr. Loki? Yeah, but see now, this would explain now. You have the Eternals, Spider-Man, all those other Spider-Men, the cartoon of Spider-Man. You have Thor: Love and Thunder, She-Hulk. Now, there was a post saying that Marvel has made all of Marvel movies from Sony and Fox and everything canon. I said, fuck you. But this makes it possible to grab from them. Because
Yeah,
now
well-
there possibly is a universe where the X-Men happen. You know,
so-
where the
Right.
fucking Fantastic Four happened, where all the Deadpool and all those other
Yeah.
fucking shows happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think what that post was referring to when it said it makes Sony and Fox universe canon
Yeah.
is the fact that now Loki's holding all the multiverses. You could just say, well, that's one of the multiverses.
Yeah.
So they're not. It's in the greater world of the MCU. Those movies now exist and are not separate,
Yeah.
but they're not a part of the 616 story.
Yeah. Now get this. Now, it could be hot yoga. It could just be me reading too much into shit. Infinity War and Endgame was graphic novel. This is phase 5, right?
Yes.
Phase 5 is the birth of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because you went from one singularity timeline where you started off with Iron Man and you ended up with the Avengers to now the Tree of Life, where technically everything can happen. Because now the excuse for where are these people at? This is a different universe. Now, when you sit there and you make a fucking Blade movie, well, why the fuck wasn't he in the Avengers? This ain't the same place, bro.
Okay, my only question is then Secret Wars is going to be the one thing to then bring it all back to just one
It probably.
fucking place, because you would have to, because if Blade is in a different universe, then he should never team up with the Avengers then.
Or this could be the thing of Shang-Chi was in a different universe. America Vespucci was in a different universe.
But then how would you...
Spider-Man's, you know...
Yeah. No, I can see where you're going.
Because here's the one thing that I've always said to myself, and I believe I said this once. I don't think it was... I brought it to make a big point out of it because I didn't understand it. But the one thing that always stood out to me that no one really says, the man that knows everything that's going on is Wong. Why is he the one that knows about the multiverse, the Infinity Stones, the fucking the Dark Hold, the fucking Temple of the Dark Hold, the fucking Spider-Man, all these other shits? Like, he can explain everything. Doctor Strange couldn't. The fucking the Illuminati in the other place couldn't. They just guessed. He can explain everything.
Well, I mean, he took the time to actually study everything. He was literally the librarian of the fucking Karmatage, bro. And I can see this is what is going to ultimately lead to when we start talking about the Marvels, to where I'm at. Because if what you're saying is true, well, then how do you explain the post-credit scene when Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel showed up? Like, hey, welcome to the fucking circus, kid. So is he not part of our Avengers? Was that a different Avengers? And in his universe, their biggest worry is whatever's calling the fucking 10 Rings?
No one spoke about that.
Dude, no one spoke about anything.
But here's that's the crazy shit.
Yo, Sabine said more to Ezra than,
Yeah.
than the MCU was telling
But
us.
but that's the crazy shit because that's the only time we've ever seen Captain Marvel 1 and Bruce Banner together.
Except for Endgame, technically, but
No, but I mean like running
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? And also, I don't remember Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner was wearing that shit on his arm from the.
yeah, Bruce Banner had that shit on his arm as She-Hulk, and then She-Hulk also dealt with Wong going to get the Abomination in that fight pit.
Yeah. So that could be a different universe in itself because how did the Hulk just so happen to find a ship to keep going back to that planet and have a son? Maybe that because if they're gonna do Planet Hulk, maybe that's where we get Planet Hulk from.
Yeah, but now you're too much. Or what does Cav like to say? They're getting too cute now.
Yeah.
If that's the case, that's too cute. Because then nothing means anything. Because everything happens somewhere else.
I mean, that's what happens when you start making all these things and there's not one base in it. You just throw shit in there. You know? But it's an excuse they can use, or it could be something they do for the future. But we already seen, and we'll get to Marvels in a few. We already seen something that's already in another universe where it's like, okay, I guess this is where they're gonna get it from. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know,
oh man, we gotta get into
yeah.
that when we get into it,
So,
man.
yeah. So now here's one of the theories that they have online, and I only saw this shit once, but it kind of, again, it kind of makes sense. But I believe this is one of those. Oh, we'll go with that moment. You know how Kevin Feige, they asked him a question, he was like, I mean, that sounds good. We'll go with that one. In one of the theories and shit, he goes,
The kid in
yeah,
Iron Man 2 being Peter Parker. Yeah.
yeah. They were like, you know what? That sounds good. Fuck it. He's the kid. He's Peter Parker now. They're saying that they're gonna start replacing the Infinity Stones for people. So Loki's the Time Stone. Wanda's the mind. Is it the Mind Stone?
Wanda's reality.
Wanda's reality. They're saying Spectrum. I think was the Space Stone or the
Space would make sense.
you know. It was Space of Power.
No, she definitely would not be Power. That'd probably be Captain Marvel.
Well, wasn't Captain Marvel given from the Tesseract? Well, they
She
shared
was
some.
created from the Space Stone, but then Monica was created from Wanda of reality, which would have been a reality. So like none.
Yeah, so they're making them the Infinity Stones and shit. Which, like I said, I think if they were to do it, like, oh yeah, let's go with that. Because the only reason why to make these people Omega level fucking beings is for them to fight the Celestials, which we already know they ain't doing the Celestial shit anytime soon.
Yeah, why? I don't even. Why would they even fight the Celestials? It
It's
doesn't even
apparently
look
we're
like
being
the
judged.
Celestials are doing anything but what the fuck they normally do.
We're being judged by them. Does
The
that not
Eternals
count
are being
anymore?
judged. Yeah, Erisham wasn't judging us.
Yeah, but remember he said we're gonna judge to see if this planet is worth living. If not, then we're gonna destroy it.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. He's gonna
I
judge to
thought
see
he
if
put
they
the
made the right
Eternals
choice.
on trial. That's how little I remembered or cared. So.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, what do you think about that theory? You think it's feasible, and do you think that that's where they should go?
Is it feasible? Yeah. Should they do it? No. Because just with Loki alone, of Loki's time, he has now to sit down and control and maintain all the fucking branches of the multiverse. If he leaves, it's either going to be an illusion of him, or what? He's just gonna. What, did he find his own temporal loom to keep that shit all together while he dips out? Wanda's dead. They confirmed so much that she did die. So are we pulling Wanda from a different reality? Is somebody gonna go resurrect her? Like this, that theory, there is space for that theory to come to fruition. But now the fucking backflips you have to do to make it work is like, Jesus Christ. Like,
It's true.
it's like the I, I'm telling you, I got some shit here.
Yeah.
I don't think Kevin Feige either has as much power as he used to have and we think he has, or I don't think Kevin Feige really thought past 2019 and Endgame. Because it seems like one of those, you have a plan, right? Yeah. I got a plan. What's the plan? No, you'll see it when we execute it.
I think what's happening is that this is what I want to do, and these people go, that's kind of impossible, right? We'll make it work somehow. Now make these movies, and then they go, all right, yo, listen, this is a good movie, but when are you gonna add the fucking plan that connects these shits together? I didn't know what you wanted to do to connect it. Well, I thought you knew what you was gonna do. No, listen, I made the movie the way I made it, and I didn't know nothing about no fucking time skipping or none of that shit that you wanted to add in there. I just made a movie. You said make a movie about Thor: Love and Thunder. You ain't say nothing about this. All right, do a reshoot and add this shit into one of the scenes, and we'll be all right.
That is exactly. I'm 100% with you, and I have to amend what I said. Excuse me, what I said last week when I told directors who want to be artists, like, yo, don't fucking make art, fucking leave. I have to amend that because I came at it from a point of, don't put your bullshit into the fucking story that they've been telling for 23 years. And I need to amend it to don't come into a place where they're gonna make you abandon your fucking shit to put in bullshit that they've been trying to do. If you have a genuine take on the character, do not come into Marvel. Because either Bob Iger or Kevin Feige or somebody will not let you do your genuine take. Because I believe somebody in this, well, I can't really point at him, but there you go. I believe somebody here once said that the first 2 or 3 phases, the movies themselves didn't connect, but they put that one little element, either the post-credit or something, that branched off to somewhere else. And for some reason, they decided to abandon that idea. And now everything has to be like, you can't tell the story you want because your story has to connect to 15 other things. So, and when we get into the Marvel, I'll bring up the biggest example of that when we get into the spoiler talk.
Yeah.
But again, to amend my statement, if you have a great idea and you're a great director and you want to take a Marvel character, go to DC. Go to DC and make the movie you want. Because after hearing shit with Nia DaCosta and what happened with the Marvels, again, in my bad, they won't let you. It's not that you are trying to fuck up what we're doing. They're actively gonna fuck up what you're doing. So don't be involved
Well,
with that.
hold up.
Perfect example. The whole story that Nia DaCosta left the Marvels during editing and went to go do another project. That turned out to be bullshit. And what actually happened was Nia DaCosta was contracted to do the Marvels. And then right after that, she was contracted to do another movie. Well, she had finished all her work on the Marvels. Then they ordered her to come back and do reshoots and do other shit. But by the time they did that, she was contractually obligated to start work on the other project. So she was already done. That's like you got 2 jobs. You were supposed to get out at 4 to make it to your second job at 5. You're on your way to the second job, and your boss calls you back. Somebody called out. You got to come back and now work another hour on this shift until somebody can come relieve you, and now you're gonna be late to the other one. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
She was contractually obligated to start work on her new shit. She was done already, and they brought her back. So that report took that shit and spun it.
Yeah, I mean, listen. The only fight I have with you on that is Michael Kawakiki. That man took so many liberties with Thor. It's not even fucking believable. Do you understand? And this is crazy. We have 4 Thor movies, right? We got Thor 1, The Dark Order, The Dark World, Ragnarok, and Thor: Love and Thunder. And then he is in Endgame, Infinity War, Avengers 1 and 2. He's in 8 movies. The best versions of Thor came from the 4 that wasn't directed solely for Thor. It came from the Russo brothers and the people who did the Avengers, and like
Josh Whedon did 1 and 2.
Yeah. So everyone who wrote Thor did him wrong. Everyone who had Thor in their movie as a side character wrote him perfect. Not one motherfucker. I think what happened was they said, do what you want. All right. And then they go, well, shit, these movies suck. Thor: Love and Thunder doesn't even connect. Nothing.
Part of what you said is true. What actually happened is they gave him a little bit of room to do Ragnarok. And despite what the fuck we think, Ragnarok is the best performing Thor film.
Yeah.
And the best reviewed Thor film. So then Kevin Feige gave him enough rope to hang himself, essentially.
Shit. Yeah.
He was like, yo, you obviously know what you're doing. It worked the last time. Go do it again.
The difference with that is that Thor Ragnarok worked because he just made Planet Hulk with Thor. Thor: Love and Thunder didn't work because you can't make the Almighty Hulk? Jane's Hulk? Jane's Thor? The Almighty Thor?
Jane Foster?
Yeah, that's her name, the Almighty Thor?
The Almighty Thor, yeah.
You can't make the Almighty Thor with Thor. That gotta be a Jane Foster movie.
Or you... Yeah, or...
And to top it off...
You have to take it fucking serious.
And to top it off, and here goes my 2 cents in the matter. We didn't need an hour of their relationship. I didn't need to see that. We already assumed the issue between them two.
Yeah. This coming from a guy who needed an explanation for why Cassidy called Hank grandpa.
Yeah. I don't need an explanation on why these people broke up. We know why they broke up. We know, like, if they're together and they broke up, we know why. There's an
Funny
issue
enough,
there.
in Avengers 2, they asked that question. Where the fuck is Jane at?
And now we saw 40 minutes of them going to the same restaurant eating. What happened to the rest of the movie? This could have been you could have saw, the God Butcher butchering some gods a little bit.
Again, not to harken back to that movie, but he killed one god, and that one god deserved it.
Yeah.
So how was he the villain?
And also, listen, I don't know about you, but I think the world needed to see the naked ass of Thor. That needed to happen while he's being fucking shackled by Zeus.
Well, to be fair, we saw America's ass, so the women needed more.
The woman's they need to see Asgard's ass.
Yeah.
Grodd got side character. No, it's The Rock, right?
No, Gord, the God Butcher.
Oh shit, Gord. Yeah, listen, man, don't fucking come right into me, Loki. Speak. Use your words. No, but listen, that could have been that could have been something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because take it out of the fucking timeline shit. Just which I don't know how Thor fits into this phase, but you take Loki, because we're gonna continue with Loki, the season finale. Loki is going to replace the He Who Remains, and basically, in my opinion, become the one above all. So he's taken He Who's left, and he became the one on top. Right? Now, that's cool, because if they would have did Thor Love and Thunder right, Gord could have killed all the gods, and now there are no fucking gods. We have no one controlling the timeline and no gods controlling our fucking fate that we're praying to, and now we have 100% free will, and let's see how fucked everything gets. And then Kang comes, and then there could be a reason for Doom to go, I need to control you people. Loki tried to do it and failed. Because remember, that was Loki's plan in Avengers 1.
Yeah, subjugation. You crave it. Dude, that is fucking great. That tracks 100%. You also could have did a thing where, like I brought up, Gor's trying to show that the gods are unworthy. Thor proves to him that gods are necessary, good, and blah, blah, blah. And then you mirror that with what Loki learns. So that you have that fucking duality of Thor came into his own and finally fucking put the nail in the coffin. This is growth. This is full on fucking Thor now.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to Loki, he went through the same process and wound up in the same place.
Yep.
But no, one of them is He Who Remains, or the one above all, as you so put, and the other one is feeding beer to a fucking hammer.
Yeah. So, all right, quick question, because all of this time jumping made me ask the question. Doctor Strange used the time stone to look at a million probabilities on how things can work out, and he only saw one way. You're telling me that while Doctor Strange was fighting Thanos, he couldn't rewind time to when they were holding him again before fucking Peter Quill fucking smacked him in the face? He couldn't make Thanos turn into dust by turning him, like turning him out of time and shit? The same way that Thanos used the ring to turn Vision back to life just to kill him?
Yeah. I think what they were going for is
You guys should write for Marvel. Listen, man, whenever they want to pay us.
I think what they were going for is out of 14 million different outcomes, there's one outcome
Kofi
to
Kingston.
guarantee, to not only guarantee victory, but to guarantee he can't do this again, or no one could do this again. Because if you look at it, Thanos is dead.
Yeah.
Thor killed him. They also destroyed the Infinity Stones. So nobody can go around to collect nobody can see what Thanos did and go, oh, well, I'll just go get the Infinity Stones. Right?
Yeah.
They used them. They put them all back. Nobody knows what the fuck happened except for the good guys. The Thanos from 2014 that jumped in is dusted. So that is 100, and everybody fucking came back. That is 100% total victory.
Okay, I get it.
And I can see that out of, like, they could have very well been a fucking thing where, yes, we stopped Thanos until somebody else came along and finished his plan, or Nebula picked up the ball, or somebody, it not fully complete victories is what I'm assuming that Doctor Strange saw.
Yeah. Okay. Another question. Not the finale of Loki, but the episode before Loki, we learned the TVA had magic dampeners to prevent them from using magic. The Infinity Stones were in this guy's closet, in this guy's fucking desk as paperweights. Now, I'm just gonna assume that those dampeners stopped that shit happening too. Why not use the Power Stone as an infinite power source to raise the rings infinitely to adjust for the infinite expanding timeline?
I believe they said that the Infinity Stones that they had were inert. That once they took them and put them in the TVA, they ceased to stop working. They're just rocks now. And it wasn't necessarily the magic dampening happening. I think the ones they have just do not work.
So it then that had nothing to do with that. It's just whenever you take an Infinity Stone out of your universe, it don't work.
I think originally in season 1, that's what everybody was saying when they saw that. I think that was the consensus of how it made sense.
Because I mean, that's how I'd have done it. I'd have thought about that.
True, but think about who actually knows the Infinity Stones in that moment. Like Loki knows the time one, or the what would he grab? Space?
Yeah.
He knows the space and he knows mind. Those are the only two he came in contact. That version. Morbius knows Morbius knows the power of them, and he would probably think it's too dangerous. B-13 is too concerned with the bigger picture. OB probably doesn't know what the Infinity Stones are. Everything he does is the TVA centric. And whoever the other fucking dude is, the Birdman of Alcatraz, it has clearly been fucking lobotomized from his thieving days to what the fuck he is now.
Word.
So nobody left that was there would have thought. Like I could see Ramona probably coming up with that plan. Like, yo, let me go grab one of these fucking stones now that the dampeners are off and fucking use it. But then again, if she's not special, she as soon as she touches it, she's gonna fucking ash. So
That is true. Shit, but we went from episode 4 to the ship blew up and there's nothing left to episode 6. Now everything is there. We have nothing and now we have everything, literally.
yeah. And because time is not linear, it all happened before, during, and after.
Right? And but I mean, this cannot happen at the same time as shit because it took centuries, but he came from a point. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally came from a point in time in the TVA. He cannot be now existing before that point at the same time in the TVA. Like the TVA may not be linear, but it's still got to run in a one line. you know what I'm saying? Because he was going back and forth in time in the TVA.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think we just witnessed the birth of the multiverse. So everything we saw from Endgame backwards was Sacred Timeline.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I'm gonna say from Eternals backwards. From Eternals backwards, Sacred Timeline. From No Way Home, because I think No Way Home is the next one, right? After
Yes.
Eternals.
Yes.
So from No Way Home forward, multiverse. And I'll explain it like this. Where's Shang-Chi been? Well, everything with him has been on the Sacred Timeline. Doesn't exist anymore. So now let's see where he pops up. Where's the Eternals been? How come nobody mentions the big hand? Well, that happened on the Sacred Timeline. That's no longer destroyed. Let's see where that popped up. Spider-Man pulled two other Spider-Men from different fucking multiverses. Well, the multiverse exists. Why? Because Kevin Feige said when Sylvie stabbed, what do you call it? He Who Remains, she fucked with the spell. Well, she stabbed He Who Remains. Loki took over. Boom. Spider-Man fucks with that spell. Now there's multiverses to reach into. The multiverse of madness. Now he could go do all this other shit because now there's branches that he could jump to and different timelines that split off. Thor Love and Thunder happened in a different fucking universe where originally Korg had a mother and a stepfather because they're the only ones who showed up to his rebellion. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden he's got two fathers. Different
Yeah.
timeline. Quantumania. In Loki, they literally said a 616 adjacent fucking timeline handled Kang. That's a different time. That's a multiverse. Confirmed. Captain Marvel, Secret Invasion, all this other shit. Now it's all happened outside of the
Sacred Timeline.
yeah.
And this makes the end credit scene from Ant-Man make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
They're starting to touch the multiverse.
You think about it. We're sitting here going, yo, where the fuck did all these Kangs pop up? Well, if you listen to what He Who Remains says, he was trying to prevent them from coming to fruition, from being created. They weren't already all there. He was trying to make it so that they don't have room to show up. And now that Loki has all the fucking lines, now they can fucking show up because now each one of them has their own fucking thing.
Now, when
Leading
he
back
said,
to your point that he is Victor Timely,
yeah,
because out of all the people, out of all the versions of yourself to give the book to, that's the one you gave the book to?
well, if you remember the way he described it in season 1, a scientist touched the multiverse. He started traveling the multiverse. He met other ones like him. A multiversal war happened. He learned how to use the monster, and he won the war. Victor Timely. He's the first one touch the multiverse. But also, if you take into context what the Kang said at the end of Ant-Man, they're starting to touch the multiverse. It is not the Avengers. It's the TVA. Because the TVA stood for one timeline. Now they are starting to fuck with the rest of the multiverse to stop Kangs and to stop all the other shit. Now we have to get our shit together. Who'd you call everyone? Because they're coming for us. And now we got to go take over this fucking shit. That's the multiversal war that the one who's left was talking about.
Yeah. That is their motto, for one time always.
Yeah. So now, are they rolling in shit right now? Or did they mean for this to happen?
Marvel Studios?
Yeah, like, are they lucky that like someone put this shit together and they made it work, or was this the plan and everyone was in a rush?
Based on what I have written here, Kevin Feige better be thanking somebody that we're putting this shit together for him. Because that might have been the intent. I don't think I don't think they executed that plans the way we played it out.
Yeah. Because the dots don't connect until this.
That math ain't mathin'.
And
somebody put up a simple equation: 2 + 2 = what? And we had to use PEMDAS to fucking figure that out.
Yeah. Because listen, in reality, man, they could have did way more. Imagine Gorg, the God Killer, going after Moon Knight's god. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had the key to invite these motherfuckers to the party, and they didn't use it.
Yeah. But again, that's what I was saying before, where you just need writers who want to tell the overarching story, and somebody who could just put a camera to capture action. Because I've said it a million times. When you're like, yo, how come they don't mention this? And I'm just like, that has nothing to do with the story that they wrote. Why would you break away from the story you wrote to mention something that technically has nothing to do with what you want to say?
I mean,
but again, we mentioned it earlier. Like, the first few phases were allowed to say, they were allowed to make movies that said what they wanted to say. And then at the end of that, here's your little connective tissue to the next one.
Yeah.
But now now it's so expected that I think they took the wrong lesson, and instead of keeping up with here's our movie, there's your line, they took the lesson as, oh, well, people love the interconnectivity, so now all the movie has to interconnect. But then you lose you lose what the fuck you want to talk about. That'd be like this podcast. We're talking about Loki and the Marvels. But then you also want us to shoe in your Monday Night Raw review and what you got coming up on Thursday and
Yeah.
what you talk about on Friday. It's like, all right, yeah, we could do all that, but then we're just gonna derail what the fuck what the fuck
Yeah,
we trying to do.
that would be the definitive end of the conversation, and now we're talking about this. Yeah, I get it. So, all right, pie in the sky theory, and I've been thinking about this for a while, but now that Loki has shown that we have everything now, U.S. agent, do you think he's gonna have an adamantium shield?
Did they show us his shield when they show us the suit, or was it just the suit?
It was just a suit.
Then I'm gonna say yeah, because we saw how difficult it was for them to get vibranium, but then again, vibranium was found in other
Under the
places in the
sea,
ocean
yeah.
outside of Wakanda. So who knows what they have already? It could be more akin to what actually is in the comics because Captain America's shield is made out of mostly vibranium, but there is some titanium, there is some adamantium, there's some
Yeah.
steel, there's other shit in there with it. It's not all pure vibranium. So it could be that. It could be an amalgamation of shit.
Because I think that'd be dope. Because he needs a shield, and you can't have that piss poor fucking aluminum sheet metal that he had in
The fucking trash can lid he took.
yeah. You can't have that shit at the end of the fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier. He needs to have something that's able to withstand the other shield. You know what I'm saying? But now, how does that work with Ross? Because we're gonna essentially go from this to street level shit now. How are these people affected? We're gonna have a run of the Hand in the Ocean. You know, Loki's running the talent. There's a multiverse. What? And now we're going straight back to the street. There's like the biggest picture. We're gonna zoom in this little shit here for a while, and then go back to the big picture.
See, this is the thing that normal viewing audiences don't realize. This is how comic books work. Comic books are, hey, here's the big event we're doing. If you want to see what everybody's doing during the big event, read these, blah, 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 blah. You know, this issue, blah, blah, blah. But when the big event's not being directly addressed, well, this dude's still doing his shit in Harlem. This dude's still doing his shit in Hell's Kitchen. Like, shit's still going on. So you still got regular runs of shit. Like, that's how comic books work. And that's essentially how these movies are going to work because guess what? Toe and Cavs, there's not enough for them. Bob Iger and Bob Chapek, there wasn't enough for them. They needed more. They wanted more. Well, if you want more, you're going to have to get used to how comics run. And you're going to have to get used to, we have to tell this, we're going to do this. This is still happening, but right now we're focusing on this.
I mean, that makes sense. But shit, I forgot where I was going. I mean, it does make sense. They got to do, but do you think anything's gonna change now that there's a they fucked with the time? Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Answer that question after. But did we literally just have an Avengers level event on a fucking TV show?
But for Loki?
Yeah.
No, we had a bigger than Avengers level event on Loki because he literally shaped the universe going forward, and that's bigger. That we had a cosmic level event on the Disney Plus show.
Yeah. That's kind of like what they did with Agents of Shield.
You're gonna have to
With
fill me in because after that season 5, I think with Ghost Rider, I think I stopped watching after that one.
so basically they invented time travel in Agents of Shield, and that's how it ended. Like they beat the Skrull and that the whole shit and the planet cracking by going back in time. It
You mean
it,
the
it was
Kree?
the yeah. It was a very convoluted story. Like Fitz went back in time to tell them how to go back in time to meet the present day Simmons, so they can fucking whatever, some shit like that. And it was like they developed time travel through the fucking stone, the Tesseract, not the Tesseract. What were the stones that they had?
Oh, that big pillar shit that
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
yelling at.
yeah, those shits. They learned how to do it from those shits. And that was kind of like a fucking Avengers level threat with the fucking Kree and all that other shit going there. And like, listen, I get it. That wasn't a part of the Marvels, but it could have been.
Yo, that makes me glad I stopped watching because that doesn't even sound interesting. That just sounds like they had they were like, yo, they're giving us one season. What's everything you wanted to do? You wanted to put that in? Yeah, let's do that. You wanted to make a 20s noir shit? Fuck it, we're going back into the 20s. You wanted to do Quantum Leap? They would fucking doing that too.
Yeah, because I don't know if it was after they did that they went into the fucking. What's going on, Ray?
Yo.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait for the fucking the intro music. You just can't just run up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. You gotta come on full screen.
Can we
Shit.
not? Yeah. Oh shit. There we go.
See, you not wash your hands before you take a shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yo, that was drawing your shit just to see you pop up. Like you've been here the whole time.
Word.
I was just in the waiting room. I was just chilling.
You give the man a little bit of control, and all of a sudden, he just pops up whenever the fuck he wants.
I could just do that. That's it.
Can he though?
I can.
Shit.
Oh shit.
No, but yeah. So I don't know if it was. We're talking about Agents of Shield right now. We just went. I don't know if it was after they went back in time and fixed all that shit. They went into the fucking the mind shit.
No, that was way before. That was that was either before Ghost Rider season or during that season.
Yeah. So there was the live model decoys and all that.
Yeah.
That show got. That one was one of those. If you didn't watch this from the beginning, do not start watching this shit now. That was one of those. You cannot just jump into Agents of Shield and think you know shit. Nope. but yeah. So we haven't hit the Marvels yet. We're still talking about Loki, the finale, and the
The fucking
outcome.
greatness that was.
Yeah,
Jesus.
the outcome that happened with that.
Yep.
And I mentioned how episode 4, everything died and we got nothing.
Yeah.
Episode 6, we got everything now.
That was this was one of those where finally it made sense where we say it might build to it. We might finally get something. Episode 6, they were like, here y'all go. Here's everything. Because episode 5 left us in wait. So where we going? And then here we go.
Yep.
Fucking God of Stories.
Word. Yo, I would go out and say that episode 6 of Loki season 2 is the best episode of any Disney Plus show.
I can agree with you on that.
And I will go so far as to say that Loki season 2 is probably the best writing out of anything in the MCU, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this season, I don't feel like, outside of the first episode that I know, but it had to do it anyway. Outside of that, I don't think there was much filler in this fucking show. Because that's usually my complaint with a lot of these, that it's like, yo, so much filler this week.
Yeah.
Like this show, legit, it made it where it was almost in its own sector, but it still gave us enough that's like, we can connect that, we can connect this, and it works.
Yeah. And even if you wanted to call like episode 5 where they went back in time to get everybody a filler,
Yeah.
it kind of was for Morbius. Because now Morbius' story's over.
It was one of those where it tied everything in though. So even that I wouldn't consider filler. It was one of those, so boom, you guys question this. What were their lives before this? What was Morbius' life before this? Boom, now you figure it out. Now you get to find out. And even that, in that piece, to me, that was another evolution for Loki. That was something he needed to see before making the decision at the end.
Yep.
Like he needed that. He needed to see everything. He needed to see their lives before this. Because his life, let's remember, he was gonna die either way. He was dead.
Yeah.
They did. None of them had a choice about getting taken out of their lives.
Yeah. And you notice how sometimes TV shows foreshadow the ending. Like there was nothing about this show that foreshadowed Loki's gonna take over and become the one that's on top.
Absolutely
That's
not.
the one above all. That's what I'm calling him.
No. The funny thing is that was always his plan. That I love at the end of this episode is just like when you listen to his speeches at the end, it's like, oh, he's been saying this for a minute.
Yeah.
But it just finally all connected. Like even when he fucking goes in and he says, I had to do this for you. And that's the first thing he said when he sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
So it's always one of those.
The only time they actually would have foreshadowed something was when he went back to Morbius when he first joined the TVA, and he was like, "Yeah, you're meant to lead. You're meant to," and he's like, "Stop." And he's like, "How do you decide who lives and who dies and shit?" It's almost like his whole entire life he wanted to be ruler. He wanted to control everything, but he wasn't ready. And now he finally learned what it meant to actually control things. And that's basically to not control it. That's basically to just, you have to make the choice and let the outcome go out. Because he was essentially looking for the easy way out.
Well, he was trying to find the way that everything would work out, in a sense. It was like, and he had to finally figure out, because even centuries later, it wasn't going to work out. That shit was great. That's like, he's about to take he's about to go centuries into this, hundreds of years, in order to learn how to fucking do all this right. And it wasn't going to work.
I love that shit. How long would it take me to learn this? Decades, centuries. And then centuries later. Like, oh, they weren't lying. Because, some TV shows, centuries, 15 minutes later, okay, I know everything. I guess this shit isn't that complicated. I
don't know how long it fucking took them to fucking finally decide, well, maybe I don't have to kill him. Because that whole conversation, it's like, how do you know this is the first time? Because then you already knew what to do. Like, how many times did y'all have this combo?
That was my favorite part of that whole episode. When Loki paused Sylvie and was like, what makes you think this is the first time we had this? I was like, oh, yo, Loki's been in control this whole time.
That was always his thing.
You said, no foreshadowing. Yep. I was like, oh, well, clearly he will remain his plan. This is still part of his plan. I'm like, nope, this is not part of his plan.
This is Loki's plan.
Once that line broke, he had no clue what the fuck was coming.
Yep. And Cap called it when we saw them fighting. Yep. He's like, yo, does he who remain knows what's happening? Is he like, he's just enjoying, like, does he know that this happened more than once? And yeah, you see it.
It's one of those where it's like, he at that point, I feel like he's just like, oh, that's new. Oh. And then fucking dies. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Did anyone else kind of get annoyed at that part? That's like, yo, you're not even going to try to save yourself? Like, I know you're not supposed to, but it's like Not even fucking move.
Because I think he misjudged Loki. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, he planned for the Loki that was in the world and not in the TVA. Because what did Loki have in the TVA he didn't have in the timeline? Friends.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Because
say sympathy, but okay.
no,
But their real purpose. But yeah.
but the thing is this: Loki did not have anybody to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
He can put on the facade. He was the god of mischief. When you can't bullshit the people that you're around, the only thing you can do is show yourself. And he learned himself. And that's why when it came to the point of the one who's left banking on Loki taking all the power for himself, I'm going to show him there's no other way but for you to take it. And Loki's like, yeah, there is no other way for me to take it, but I don't have to do what you did with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because technically he still does do it, but just not the way everyone would expect it. Not in a way where Loki would have done it. It was one of those where he now found his purpose. He found a reason.
He did it the way Sylvie told him to do it.
Where you at, Lay?
To replace with something better.
Yeah, because that was the last conversation he had before he went out there.
Yeah.
And now one of my coworkers was saying he was confused that isn't Sylvia Loki too? How come she couldn't do what he did and all that other stuff? And I was telling him like, well, she's technically Enchantress, right? Because she's the only Loki that they don't call Loki.
Yeah, I think this is she's the MCU's Enchantress.
Yeah, she's technically still a Loki, but I feel it's also again not all these Lokis had what he had. But there's something that switches him being this variant.
Yeah. But you got to remember, and I know this has nothing to do with the MCU, but go back to the movie with Jet Li, The One. Just because there's multiple versions of you doesn't mean that they're all the same as the definitive fucking version.
Yeah.
So that's what gives you that there, because it's like he had all this. He went through all this. He's gone through these emotions. He needed to be the one. So
and it's clear as day, Sylvie had no other plan than just we need something better.
Yep.
Like that's as far as she got in her process.
Yeah. See now this is the thing that's kind of contradiction. Is because she did tell him, like, what, you're going to sacrifice all this shit for the main timeline? There's so much injustice and this and that there. Also, so what you're saying is you're okay with everyone dying? What the fuck was the point of killing He Who Remains then? And then trying to protect all the other fucking timelines when they went to prune him? If Loki can't protect the sacred timeline because of the injustice and all that, then what is the point of protecting all the other timelines?
I think what she was getting at is you're doing all this to just keep one of them. And the one we're keeping is a shit one. Versus you could keep a better one or a different one.
No.
Or if you're going to keep one, try to keep them all. I think that's what it is.
I want to say that was her mentality on that. It was more of having to choose, knowing this is the one there's so much injustice, there's so much cruelty, there's so much this. They've seen better. Because that was the thing. He just saw they all had better lives here instead of this is where they're at. But she only sees that because now she got to see a little bit of a better life. She got to enjoy working at McDonald's. Which I love that she that when he's recruiting everybody, that it's like, okay, you're not gonna know who I am. What do you mean? Like, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't think this is gonna go this way.
Well, it makes sense because that's not her timeline either.
But
Yeah.
it was just funny that reaction of
Yeah.
like, oh, then.
That was easier than I thought.
Okay.
I said it once, I'll say it again. That is indicative of great writing. That Ryan Johnson, that's a fucking subversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Not
what's
to get
crazy?
into Cap's favorite
Yeah.
Star Wars topic.
Now here goes Cap's point.
Okay.
Loki season 1 and 2 was only this story. They didn't involve anything else. There was no hand. There was no God. There was no celestials. There was no explanation of anything outside of the story.
No.
But this still connects. It connects us to everything in the MCU.
It's
Yeah, I was
still
gonna say
impactful.
it affects everything. No matter
Yeah.
what, it affects everything. Like
Where like I said in the first phase, the first 3 phases with up to Endgame, none of the movies connect except for maybe one or two minute things. The end credit scene or Coulson and Fury.
Yeah.
That's what connects all the movies together, and then they came together. Which
Yeah.
that's all you really need.
you just needed something. You need a little thing to fucking connect everything.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it's as minute as a fucking pager.
Yeah. No,
Which
yeah.
we'll talk about that later. But
Yo,
even just something like
Yeah.
that fucking connects.
Yeah. Because
That's all
yo, Mr. Loki said we should write for Marvel. Marvel, if you're gonna take any advice, the only 2 things you need to connect things is the male and the female, like the Legos. You connect them that way. Boom. You don't see. This is how I know that Ray is not mechanically inclined, because when you do get pipes, they're actually called a male and female connectors.
Yeah, but it's 2023, so you have a connector and then another connector that you
Oh,
can't.
you have the connector and the acceptor.
Yeah.
My thing was-
I got the connect X's. You get the connect X's, but that's all you need. One to connect one thing to another is just 2 points.
Yeah, you put
You
them
don't need-
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need the entire movie to do the shit.
Yeah. My thing was just I thought you were about to say something profound, and then it's like no.
No,
You
well,
were
then-
almost there. You were almost
Well, listen, get your mind out of the gutter, all right, Ray? Can we have one stream without you over sexualizing shit?
Yeah, your kids are watching.
You know? No, but that's what it is. Like if you go to pipes, you
No,
know,
yeah,
get
yeah,
pipe
yeah,
and all that.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but like that, you don't need to over complicate shit.
Yeah.
But back to the Loki shit. This now does for you guys. Does it make it seem like this now opens up a brand new, fresh page that whatever we see now doesn't have the weight of the rest of the MCU Phase 4 on it?
It shouldn't, but it still will. Because the fandom makes it that way. Because look at that post that was Alay that put it in the chat. That legit, they're just trying to get to another feeling of Endgame. And we've been saying
Yeah.
that for how many episodes now?
Yeah.
That no matter whatever we watch, it's like, oh, unless it's here, the fandom thinks it's shit. It could be right there. It could be like right there. And nope.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah, Cap. Before I change the subject into something else.
No, I was gonna say, it still, it doesn't refresh the page. It just makes it all the more glaring that none of the pages are in the same book.
okay. I can see
And
it.
again, the only reason I'm even saying this is because, well, fucking Kevin Feige stood on the stage and went, the multiverse saga, and here's our phases, and this is all gonna, like, you told us there was a through line, but you threw that line out there somewhere, and we don't know where the fuck it is. We're searching for that line.
So all right. So walk me through in the comics, or how you foresee we get to a Kang dynasty and a civil war or secret wars. Because I know this didn't happen in the comics.
Yeah, no. The Secret Wars was literally the Collector and the Beyonder were like, hey, I bet you I can get a team together to kick the shit out of your team. And they went, okay. And they all took fucking heroes and villains and threw them in Battle World. Like, that's
Yeah.
literally what the fuck happened.
I've
The only thing I could think of is the one thing that hasn't happened and might be too little, too late. You needed to have here's all your fucking through lines. You'd say you tell any fucking story you want. You want Thor Love and Thunder? Make Thor Love and Thunder. Keep it the same. Do anything you want. But there's one line or the end credit. Kang. He shows up some way, shape, or form, no matter how little, and every fucking thing every fucking movie that happens, so that we know he's there the entire time. Because I'll go. I have a list. What I keep bringing up is the list of the next 2 years of Marvel, and on this list there is absolutely no room for Kang. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for you of how we get to Kang Dynasty and make it make sense. How do we get to Secret War and make it make? I don't have an answer for you.
It's about to be a lot of fucking end credits.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately, I think that's gonna
Mhm.
be their get out of jail free card here. It's gonna be stuff where it's like, okay, because they legit have put themselves in a corner of. So now, how do we get here? I'm guessing Deadpool might be a connector with this, just because of how much they've quote unquote planned for it. But is that enough?
It could be. That could be the linchpin that finally, sets us on where we need to go. But
now I'm going to ask the question that for the fan for the show fans.
Yeah.
Deadpool is officially canon in the MCU.
yes,
Apparently, everything is.
Okay, so now Deadpool is not a what if; it's a straight out.
yes.
So we could have Deadpool in the Kang Dynasty and in Secret
Well,
Wars, or
They already said that it's already believed, and I can't confirm 100%, but it is already believed that Hugh Jackman signed on to do Deadpool 3 and Secret War.
okay. But Ryan Reynolds hasn't.
No, Ryan Reynolds is in the MCU.
Okay.
So he'll just be there
No.
if they want him.
So that because I was gonna ask, what movies are next? The next movie and the next shows is Echo,
So
and
I got it right here.
He has everything.
All
Let
right,
us know.
let's
Let us
do
know
this.
how we
I thought that was your notes for the. But go ahead.
No, this I was also gonna lead this into how the MCU is in deep trouble with all these, but I'll skip that part right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
So next we're done for this year.
Yep.
Okay.
Echo in January,
Okay.
Deadpool 3 in July,
Okay.
Agatha, whatever the fuck they're calling this series this week. 'cause they
I think
changed
it was.
the name of
It's
that
always
show.
her. Always her. Or
No, it
always
was like the
Agatha?
Darkhold Diaries or some shit. That's coming in the fall. X-Men 97 sometime next year.
That's the cartoon.
Is that
Yeah.
actually coming out? Is that are they gonna
That's what they
finally
say.
give
And
it?
We hope
Spider-Man
so.
freshman year is coming out next year at some point.
And what is Friday? Is that when he goes to college?
No. It's a cartoon about Peter Parker before he gets bit, and I think we're gonna see when he gets bit when he's in high
Okay,
school.
this is origin.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Then in
I'm
2025, we have Captain America 4 in February, the Fantastic Four in May, tentatively, Thunderbolts in July, Blade in November.
and still no Kang Dynasty.
Kang Dynasty's in 2026. But now,
Everything I
again,
just
Captain,
mentioned is street level. Oh, everything we
yeah,
just mentioned is street level.
yeah, this is what I was bringing up. Not one thing in here has any clear space to naturally and organically fit Kang in.
Unless it's Deadpool, because Deadpool does have the belt that he can
That's what
was
I'm
it
saying. That was the
teleport or
only
go through time.
thing that kind of connects it all because
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
everything they mentioned will be in there.
Now,
Morbius is supposed to be in there, right? Owen Wilson is signed on that
on what?
Deadpool?
for Deadpool.
I think that was a rumor. It hasn't been substantiated yet.
Okay.
But the only place I could see him fitting in, again, Deadpool 3, because you could do whatever the if Deadpool is what I think Deadpool is, you can do whatever the fuck you want there.
Deadpool is the true multiverse of madness.
I feel like that's what's gonna end up being, and then
I don't
especially
want to say it because I might be right, and it's a massive spoiler.
just
but-
say it, Cap. You've been saying that for a while. What is this? Is this gonna connect it now? Does this connect?
Well, we got somebody sitting in here who doesn't want to hear shit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wait,
Did he
can
just
you not
mute
hear
them?
us? Okay. So what's your spoiler?
All right. I think Deadpool 3 is Deadpool kills the universe. They're gonna adapt. Deadpool kills he's going to kill the Fox universe. Because already
okay.
they're talking about like Hugh Jackman's in there. They're talking about bringing Halle Berry back. Jennifer Gardner is Elektra, is confirmed to be in it.
Yeah, that.
And I think the whole thing is he gets rid of the Fox universe, and that's what that movie's about. So that we could start fresh with other shit, tying into what happens at the end of Captain Marvel, which we'll get into when we get there.
That kind. I feel like because of that, we might see that.
Yeah.
Because now that opens the door for all that. That now sees we might be able to do this. I would not mind that. The funny thing is that's been the joke. Because I remember the biggest rumor was just Deadpool going into a computer and putting one file into another. Now it's just like, let's destroy everything.
But if you listen to what they've actually said, like they wanted the movie to be Logan and Deadpool, like a buddy cop road trip, and what it will be, from what they've said and the little pieces I've gathered and all this shit, is they're pretty much essentially gonna be together, hopping through all these different properties.
Ooh.
One rumor that I don't know if it's gonna be substantiated or not, is Chris Evans has said he's not coming back to do Cap, but there was a rumor that he might come back to do Johnny Storm, so that he could be in Deadpool 3.
Ooh. Okay. Well then, that changes some things. Okay. Let's
Again, I think I'm right. I'm not, of course.
I hope you are
writing it. I'm not there, but
I hope you are. Just so again, that gives us something that we're able. Because if they do all that and we start opening the floodgates there, they might be able to connect all this there.
Yeah.
But this is putting a lot on a Deadpool movie, where Deadpool usually is the let's have fun and not have to go nuts.
We can have fun and go nuts in the process.
This is true.
Because if he's wiping out all the other variants, Well, now we can introduce our own X-Men without. And again, we'll get to it when we talk about Captain
Yeah,
Marvel.
binary and all that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can get into having our own without going, oh, but what about that? And what about this? And what about that?
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
I like that.
So
Let's
you can bring them back.
let me bring them back in.
All right, I hear you.
So what I was saying, if you put the Oreos on the bottom,
That's how Godzilla shows up.
yeah,
See
Got you.
that motherfucker.
everybody doesn't understand that when Godzilla roars, he's not roaring because he wants the milk for the fucking Oreos.
So all right, here's a question. Anthony is talking about they setting up Loki as the god of stories. Is he the god of stories or is he the one above all?
I think in the MCU it's going to be synonymous. It's going to be one and the
same,
one
man.
and the same.
Because it's the title's the God of Stories here, but I feel like where he's sitting, he's the one above all here. Like what else can he be? He's basically God at this point.
And truth be told, you were the only one I'm hearing say call him the one above all. I haven't heard anybody else use that term. So if it turns out to be that right here, he has coined it.
That's it. Remember to clip this for
I have
tomorrow.
not heard another motherfucker say that shit.
This is the clip for fucking next week. It was at 10:31, so an hour 31 in. Clip this too for fucking next week's best of. Oh wait, no, we're not here next week. Fuck it, for the following week.
Yeah, right.
I forgot. So just to remind everyone, we're not going to be here next week. See you guys on the following.
Next week we give thanks for turkeys who gave their lives so we can eat them dry as fuck.
Word.
I don't know about y'all. My shit is fucking juicy.
Actually,
well, according to the
I
show,
prefer my turkey a little dry. But.
According to the show, no one makes turkey juicy.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You ain't never had a turkey that was juicy.
Damn, we gotta. I'll make sure to send the show a plate.
All I know is that Thursday is Saturday. We getting some steaks, whether you would like it or not.
We're getting steak. It's gonna
so
be
to
a
answer this question, the God of Stories is just it's another level that Loki had ascended to in his path and his journey in the comics. The one above all is the literal God of the Marvel comic book universe. It's a completely separate person. But I don't think they're gonna go that route. I don't think they're gonna go that route in the MCU to have a singular God who is just some random dude who now shows up. So therefore, Loki will fill that role, is what we're assuming.
Yeah, because I mean, he's literally holding all the branches to the tree. He's the tree of life. Wouldn't the one above all, the God, be the one that's controlling the tree of life?
Yeah, except, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is for the MCU because in the comics, the one above all technically doesn't do what you would think he does. Like he's not in control of every fucking thing. He's just.
I mean, there's room for somebody to be higher than that because of the Watchers.
Nah, the Watchers. In comparison, the Watchers are fucking low maintenance. They're like the Guardians of Oa. Like
no, but this is what I'm saying. Like though, if they're outside of the realm of Loki shit and they're watching everything that's supposed to happen, and there's someone above that, like if let's say Loki's doing this, they're here, and someone that they answer to is up there. Wouldn't that be?
I mean, yeah,
above Loki too.
Yeah, okay. I see that. Yeah, that's how you could get somebody else to be the one above all. But if you're gonna pull the trigger on the one above all, you already did it with Loki. We got it. Like we don't need another person coming in.
So do you think that X-Men will be at odds with the Avengers in the future film, and that spoiler looks good?
That might be the case when Marvel really is like, yo, the fans have left. We need to get them back. X-Men versus the Avengers. Go.
That needs to be the fucking just. Well, someone break the seal. That's it.
But
We
you know
have
what
to
I'm
do this.
afraid of? I'm afraid that they're gonna turn around and that rumored, oh, we're bringing back the original Avengers. They're gonna do that movie where it's the original Avengers versus the X-Men.
So all right, so let me ask
Is
you a
that a
question.
bad idea though?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Let me
For me,
let me ask you
horrendous.
let me ask you a question though. Secret Wars, where you said the Beyonder and the Collector just threw people into a cage and have them fight. Wouldn't it be possible to be like, well, let me get Steve Rogers and Tony Stark and this person and that person, the greatest warriors they had, to go fight, pull them out of a point in time?
Yeah. Secret
Or is
Wars.
that beyond their power?
It's not
Well,
beyond Loki's
I
anymore.
don't know how Secret Wars is gonna be done in the movie.
No.
In the movie, you could do whatever the fuck you want. So yeah, you can go get them if you want, or you can get a different version of them.
Because
if
someone
you want.
asked that to Tom Hiddleston and he kind of fucked up by answering, I technically could. Because they asked him, could he bring back Tony Storm? Or get a Tony. I'm not Tony
Stark.
Stark. I don't know why I'm
Tony
saying Storm.
Stank.
No, hold on. I know why you're thinking of Tony Storm.
Word.
It's the wrong show. Wrong show.
Timing.
But yes.
That was supposed to be.
But yeah, he could technically get Tony Stark. So
Yeah, that'd be the one movie and the one time, depending on how they do it, where I wouldn't care because, again, there is a certain way to do it, but if you do it that certain way, then you're gonna make it clear to the audience that this movie is just, hey, we finally have all of our toys, let's use them, and then Secret Wars is literally just the most throwaway Avengers movie ever made. And it's like the comic itself. It's just made to go, look at all of our shiny shit.
Well,
Now go buy some toys.
at this point, don't you think we kind of deserve that?
at this
that's what
point,
Endgame
isn't
is.
that what people have been asking? No, but that's exactly the thing. All this is for us. Because no matter what, they have our money. Let's be real.
Yeah.
No matter what, we're gonna go see these movies to be able to do this, and we're gonna watch these shows to be able to do this. But for people that they want the shows, let's say, they need a fucking. Here you go. There's a reason to correlate it to wrestling. The Royal Rumble, everyone fucking watches. Why? Because you get a little bit of everything. So we kind of need a movie like this, where it's just like, hey, you know Captain America, you know Iron Man, you know this. Let's bring them back. And then here are the new people we're trying to make you start liking. Here you go.
but here's the problem. Now, to bring it to the WWE,
Yeah.
Vince McMahon brought the old stars back because the new ones weren't drawing money.
Yep.
That's exactly what the fuck's gonna happen now. The new stars aren't drawing money, so you go back to the old stars. Well, guess what happened when Vince did that? The business was falling apart. Nobody was giving a shit. Ratings were down. Attendance was down because they didn't make the new stars. They just relied on the fucking old ones. So you bring them back. You're just relying on the old stars. That's not going to make people like Miss Marvel or Shang-Chi or Moon Knight or Werewolf by Night or Sam as Cap. They're not going to give a shit.
No. It's
Yeah.
That's almost why I would prefer that Secret Wars happens without the fucking originals.
yeah. It's like I said, we called that they would do something like that, unfortunately. And then when that article came out, I'm like, well, we kind of said this. But at the same time, I do agree. I don't think it's the best idea, but I do see it happening. No matter what, I see them trying to be like, well, It's time to call in Xena. It's time to call in an Orton. It's time to call in who we know draws money.
But here's the thing, though, to relate it to wrestling.
Yeah.
If you do Secret Wars and you bring in the X-Men, and I'm talking about Hugh Jackman, Frazier, fucking Charles Xavier, like I forgot Charles Xavier's real name, the actor. Patrick Stewart,
Yep.
you know, Holly Berry. If you bring them in to represent the X-Men in Secret Wars, that's like saying WCW is coming to WWE right now, and you have Sting, Hogan, Flair, the Four Horsemen, Goldberg, and they have to go up against LA Knight.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you want to see fucking the DX versus NWO? Like, if you're gonna bring WCW from back in the day to come invade WWE now, wouldn't you want to bring these motherfuckers back? Bring in The Rock. He was there when they happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would love to see it, but again, it's gonna just be a throwaway movie because you can't build off of that. Like,
but it still would be better than a bad movie.
Yeah, it's something where at least we'll have something to enjoy, I guess. It's
or what you have is, let's say someone cloned these people, or they did, like, the Beyonder doesn't take them from other places. He makes them. Like, he knows all that shit and he makes them. They're machines that are Cap and all that other shit. And the X-Men and them have to fight the New Avengers.
Okay. That's our
yeah. That's the Nexus versus the, you know, Cena, Jericho, Edge, and all them.
You get old man Brett. It's like you don't get the Hitman, but you get this Brett.
Yeah, you get the Calgary Hitman jersey wearing.
You get a man.
You don't get the Hitman, you get a man. Oh man.
So all right.
I get the issue of it. I get we should be trying to now focus on shit. Are we ever gonna get a new fucking Shang-Chi movie? Like, Simu Liu is about to fucking get himself canceled before we get a new Shang-Chi movie. Because my dude doesn't know how to shut up on YouTube.
Yo, but we don't
get
even
himself canceled, or he's just gonna turn around and be like, "All right, look, I'm done. I gotta move on."
No, I don't think he is, because he just keeps. That's all he brings up on YouTube is, "Oh, remember when I was Shang-Chi?" But then he says some stupid shit.
But like, Shang-Chi can be the Incredible Hulk for one of these new movies. Think about it.
What do you mean? You mean that Simu Liu could do the first one and then he just recast him?
No. What I mean is,
damn. I was like, what happened to Simu Liu?
What I mean is, there has not been a standalone Hulk movie since Edward Norton, but the Hulk has been in every single Avengers movie.
Yeah, he's shown up somehow.
Where Shang-Chi can be the guy that connects shit. Where it may not be Shang-Chi, but it could be his sister, and they're fighting his sister's army. You know what I'm saying? Something from Shang-Chi can connect this shit. Shang-Chi can be a guy that's training Kamala Khan or fucking Hawkeye. What's Hawkeye's girl?
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like with Kamala, can't that connect right there because of the.
Yo.
Well, we don't know if her bands, which she still only has one, right?
Yeah. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Are connected to his bands.
I thought they were because.
Well, nah, there wasn't confirmation that Metallica has anything to do with fucking Limp Bizkit.
But yo, think about this. How awesome would that have been if the beacon they set off was this girl from the Marvels, and she was looking for Shang-Chi's bands.
Yeah.
And they found Miss Marvel's band, and she just misused it.
Yo, let me tell you something. Without getting into that, with what happened in the movie and the way things played out, you the dumbest bitch on the earth. Then I went looking for one, found another, and said, "Fuck it." Like she's Christopher Columbus. I went looking for India,
Legit.
wound up in the Caribbean. Give me a day to myself. No, I found America. What? Get out of here.
Yo, Anthony, no one knows the answer to this question. I've been asking this question since the birth of Jesus. No one knows. I don't think they're ever gonna address the celestial in the room.
All right. You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and consult my list of movies that are coming out. And do you know which one I think has the biggest possibility of addressing the hand?
Deadpool.
No.
You don't think Deadpool's gonna fucking just
Because
joke about it?
he breaks
He's
the fourth
Deadpool.
wall.
He's gonna fucking go to the ocean and be like, "Why is there a hand?"
What
Okay.
the fuck is this?
Because you know he would. It's not even gonna have to. It's not gonna connect. There's no reason for him to be in the middle of the ocean.
He's just
Why
gonna
is
take a
there a
shit.
hand?
He's gonna be
That's
taking a
it.
shit and he's gonna fucking transport to the ocean. Like, what the fuck?
No, but
Why
that's
is
the
there a
thing.
hand here?
That's the thing. I'm talking about a movie where it legitimately connects.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
So not just fuck around and
Yeah. Because if you
I
want
like that.
just fuck around with it, then they did it in She-Hulk, and we got our answer. So
That's not an answer. I do not accept that as an answer.
the Thunderbolts,
Okay.
True. Okay.
because they're a secret team being put together, and can you not see it now? They're in a briefing room, and somebody's like, "Well, why the fuck are we putting this team together?" And Valentina's like, "There's a hand out of the fucking ocean built by these motherfuckers. The
Yeah.
Avengers are gone. We need a team to
You
fucking
know-
deal with this shit."
You know what would have been the best movie to address it? Wakanada Forever.
Why the fuck would Wakanda Forever be the best movie to address it?
Because the motherfucker came out the ocean. It shifted the shit, and that's what made the vibranium visible to the fucking detector.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with Wakanda.
But it could just an earthquake has nothing to do with any sovereign nation, but it does fuck shit up.
Again, okay, I get where you. I know where our disconnect is. 'Cause, yes,
I'm not saying the celestial is made out of
no.
vibranium.
No. What you're saying, yes, is 100% correct. But where I'm getting stuck in is, but that movie was to celebrate Chadwick Boseman because he died. Why shoehorn that in, forgetting that you're just talking about a movie and not what happened?
Yeah. I'm just talking about the earthquake that happened while this motherfucker was trying to destroy the planet.
No, I got it. My mind immediately went to Wakanda Forever is just a fucking tribute movie.
Yeah.
And not an actual.
Yeah,
God,
it
it can
could
actually
affect
be a
Metallica.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the fucking Namor could have talked about it, or maybe his vibranium cracked or whatever. You don't know. But so we've almost gone 2 hours talking about Loki and the possibilities of the MCU. Now we put our attention. Go ahead.
Before we get to that, can I just address why I had this list in the first place?
Yes.
I wrote this list because regardless of what our opinions are about the movie we're about to talk about, this movie only did $47 million in the States. The lowest fucking gross, period. It's okay with Rotten Tomato score, but I don't really give that much credence. It's on par with the Eternals and Cinema Score. lower rated than Thor: Love and Thunder. And now this is where I say Marvel's still in trouble. We're not out of the woods yet because we did the list. Echo. We all know the production problems with Echo, the writing problems with Echo. There's only 5 episodes, and they're dropping them all at once. They're not even giving
I'm
it
starting to
6.
think that's a mistake. Drop
Huh?
them all at once. I'm starting to think that's a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
did we
that-
have this discussion? We were kind of for it at first, but now it's like,
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's only 5.
yeah, that's the thing. If it's one of those where it's like there's a decent amount, maybe. Well, I guess tune in for the very long episode of the Knucklehead comics when we just talk about all
Yeah.
that.
So Deadpool 3, that, as of right now, we haven't heard anything bad. That might be the one shining star, but
It's
Guardians
Deadpool.
3
Can it
was
be
the
bad?
shining star in this shit.
Yeah. Can Deadpool
Agatha,
do that? Like, it's Deadpool.
Agatha, whatever the fuck the name of this show is the biggest who gives a fuck of 2024.
Yeah, I'm surprised they kept that shit. That should have been Batgirl. Like, destroy that shit. Send that shit to the
X-Men-
fucking moon.
X-Men 97 is a cartoon.
Yeah, no one gives a shit.
Spider-Man freshman year is a cartoon. Then we get to next year. Cap 4, we already know that it tested poorly, and they're going back to do massive reshoots of certain sections of the movie. That's why they pushed it back another year. So that doesn't bode well. Fantastic Four, supposedly coming out in May. Who the fuck knows? No, there's nothing about it except the tentative sometime in May. Thunderbolts, the second, and we just talked about it a little bit, but it's the second who gives a shit movie coming out. I think the only person who's really excited for the Thunderbolts is me. And my excitement is waning because we haven't heard anything about it yet, but I think that's just because they didn't even start anything because of the fucking writer's strike and the actor strike.
Yeah.
Then we end the year with Blade, who had 4 directors, 4 different writers. They rewrote the movie again. Like, who even knows if by the time we get to next November, a year from now, if Blade is even still going to be Mahershala Ali?
At this point, it might be Chelsea Clinton.
It might as well be. That's who they think they kidnapped.
But
Then you look at Daredevil, which was supposed to have 18 episodes and come out within the next 2 years. That has been pushed back indefinitely because they had to rewrite the fucking thing from scratch again.
After 4 episodes.
Yeah. That's
After 4, they were like...
So there is nothing coming up in the next 2 years that, as of right now, in this moment, should give you any faith that Marvel is either going to right the ship or is coming out of a bad stint.
Nah, man, I have faith. We're finally going to get fucking Mephisto in that Agatha show.
No, Mephisto's in Ironheart.
It's going to be in...
Yo,
I'm not even
Ray,
joking.
Ray,
Sacha
am I
Baron
bugging?
Cohen is playing
Yo.
Mephisto in Ironheart, a show about a black girl who learns how to build an Iron Man suit.
How does that... Whatever. Oh, what happened, Jeff?
Yo, am I bugging, or did they not give us the post of Agatha in the comics chat?
Hold on.
What?
I swear to God, I saw someone sent me Agatha, and it said it's always been her or some shit. It's always Agatha. Like, that's the new name of the fucking show.
No,
I feel like someone sent
the
it.
last name I heard, it had something to do with the Darkhold.
No, dude, I do not dream about Agatha. I swear to God.
No, I think I remember seeing something like that, but I wish you were able to fucking search messages, but in group chats for some reason we can't. So I'm gonna see if I fucking find that shit.
I was right.
Okay.
I was jokingly right. The fucking title is Agatha Darkhold Diaries.
Yeah, but then you have House of Darkness, the Covenant of Chaos.
Yeah, those are all the titles it had in the last fucking year and a half.
You know what they're gonna call it? Agatha, this puta. That's gonna be the
Yeah,
name of the show.
the
Quote
bitch
me.
who's here.
Hour, fucking 55 minutes into the podcast.
You know what they-
Agatha, this puta, coming soon to Marvel.
You know what they should call it?
What?
They should call it Agatha. Somebody please watch this.
That's gonna be us every week on the podcast where we have to review this. Like, just give it a watch, so it's not just us watching this shit. Because,
Yo, you remember
Yeah.
you remember that commercial? I think it's like a Geico commercial or some shit with the raccoons where they knock over the fucking trash and one of them's like, "Yo, this shit, it tastes like burnt hair and chutney. You gotta taste this." He's like, "No, why would the fuck would I taste it?" It's like, "Nah, man, you gotta taste." That's gonna be us with Agatha, regardless of if it's actually good or not. We're gonna be sitting here like, guys, you gotta just watch,
just watch it.
so that Disney Plus isn't sitting here going 3 people watch it today.
It's just us, just to fucking review the shit. Even Cabs and
Yo.
fucking Leia gonna be like, Cabs and Leia
No.
gonna be like, nah, we done.
Now,
So
this
they
is
did
here
not,
goes a-
sorry, they did not fire any of the actors for Daredevil, just the writers and the writers, the showrunner, and I think some of the directors, and they got all brand new fucking people.
all right. Here goes a Mr. Fantastic level stretch.
Oh shit, here we go.
They use Agatha
Okay.
in one of the episodes or a couple of the episodes to make a deal with someone and help this man free his mother from the devil. Because Doctor Strange ain't here no more. And that's how you would introduce Doctor Doom. Because Agatha would have to be fighting for the Sorcerer Supreme, and Doctor Doom was fighting for the Sorcerer Supreme. And he needed.
I will only accept this if Agatha Darkhold Diaries on the CW fucking turns out to be better than Loki season 2 in terms of writing. If this comes out as the best written show Marvel has ever done, then yeah, put Doctor Doom, put Doc Ock, put all the doctors in the goddamn show. But if it turns out to be, hey, it's She-Hulk, but with witches, fuck off.
Word.
That's
But
gonna be the selling point. It's She-Hulk with witches now.
But all right, so Anthony, I believe Cap mentioned that they said that Wanda's dead now, right?
Yeah, it is widely accepted that Wanda sacrificed herself and is dead. At least our version of Wanda is dead.
Yeah.
All right, so now getting to the nitty and the gritty. I forgot what I was gonna say when I first introduced it, but yeah, we're gonna talk about the Marvels. Before we get into shit, I just want to get your takes. If it's separated, if it's not, but how did you like it personally, and how did you like it as a movie?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Personally, I have no idea what to think about this movie. And I'll expand when we get into the expanded explanations.
Yeah.
As a movie, this is probably the best Disney movie I've seen in a while. And notice I said Disney movie and not MCU.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay. Personally, I'll say this. I went in thinking I was gonna hate it. I thoroughly enjoyed the film. As far as the film itself. Now, as an MCU film, outside of the end credit scene, yeah, this does nothing to me. We got a cat. But yeah, we'll talk about it when we get into the
Man.
breakdown.
All right, so I like this movie. I enjoyed it, and I think that this is the new phase of the new Avengers version of the Ant-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like they're enjoyable. Do you really need to know, get the story and all that other shit? No, but it's Ant-Man 1 and 2 good watches.
Okay.
But I enjoyed this movie. I really did. As a movie itself, outside of personal, I still think it's a good movie to watch, especially if it comes on Disney Plus. Definitely worth watch.
Yeah. I think that's where it's gonna get its viewing, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like more people are gonna watch it because that's the consensus I've heard. Like when I've asked other people, "Hey, you gonna go give this a watch?" I'll wait for Disney Plus.
Yeah. Now, yeah. So before we get into the details of what's wrong with the movie and all that, I'm gonna be honest. The movie was trash. All right, Leon, I get it, but this is the reason why I liked it. Okay. One, they had an amazing fight scene with the way that these girls was going in and out of locations with their transfer of the powers. I thought that shit was amazing. I thought that shit was fresh. It's been a while since we saw some shit like that, and it was believable. What I also enjoyed, Kamala Khan was the same person from the TV show Spectrum, if that's what we're gonna call her. Is that what we're gonna call her? Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, let's go with Monica, because Spectrum, we might get sued for saying that.
She was the same person from WandaVision. And also, we now see how she truly felt from being that kid in the first Captain Marvel movie. And Captain Marvel, I think, kind of redeemed herself in this movie.
Yeah.
With, showing more range than just standing there stoically.
Yeah.
Saying a line,
I was going to say, I feel like that's why I said, like, as a movie, it's great because you get to see emotion. You get to see evolution of not only the heroes as heroes, but as people. Like, you got to see, even in that one line of fucking, the lieutenant line, because of what she called her as a kid. And then it's Captain it's like, oh. So just seeing those little things that it's like, it all makes it ties at the heartstrings a little bit. It's like, okay.
See, now, is this movie without its flaws? No. Is this movie like Homeboy from Ant-Man explaining what happened? See, what happened was my friend told me that my friend told them that this guy would swing, he would swing from trees with whip. Yes, that movie is like that. But the parts we saw were explained excellently, and we got the gist of it.
All I'm saying is we needed him to just do the recap. Just speed up the recap of who they are. Just let him tell us.
Yeah.
Be like, so yeah, there's this one girl that found these bangles, and then she did this, and then she went to.
Yeah.
That's it. Just let him do it. Like, we need his podcast with Jonah Jameson. Just put them together.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yo, bro, that's like asking, what's a better movie? Fucking Endgame
or
Endgame or fucking all the happening. Like, come on, bro. This movie. If you're gonna compare this movie to Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man Quantumania, which Cap does, I think on just the level of the characters, this movie's better because, like we said, we have that moment where you get the tug at the heartstrings. You have so many characters in this movie shine. So many characters in this movie feel important, and they lend to other characters feeling important. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all honesty, did we need the fucking jelly dude fucking shooting his juice down everybody's throat so they can understand the English? No, we didn't need that little town. All of that was for nothing. In actuality, they could have just walked the yellow brick road and got to Oz instead of going to that town and having Stand from part 1 be the Annihilator and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about Quantumania for people that are not catching up to my innuendos. But this one, they took advantage of those scenes that were like, I don't want to say throwaway, but explanation scenes. They took advantage of them, and they took they made the most out of them, because we're watching them fight and transporting, but then the family is also fighting with her.
That I liked. That I liked a little bit of it. That it's not just like, so why are they there? Like, it gives something.
Yeah, because think of what this shows without actually saying it is that they still view Kamala Khan as the little girl, the little sister, the little daughter, and all that other shit. She has powers, but it's like we have to protect her. Yeah. It don't matter how much powers you got. We're a family. We fight together. And then Kamala Khan, Kamala goes on her own. She gets her team, and not once did they go, little girl, sit in the back. It was like, you're here. We need you. You're gonna have to fight now. You know what I'm saying? And then it the mom always gets me, where she's like, you're always gonna be my little girl, and I'm always gonna overprotect you. But I know you need to be grown up right now. I know you need to do your thing. So go do your thing. Yeah. I'm not gonna allow you to go do your thing, but go do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's great. It's one of those where you just need that little bit. It's like in Blue Beetle, that it's like,
yes,
just give the permission right now.
Yes,
and that's
it's right now.
Yo, Abuela was fucking great. Fucking Sam Jackson though, not wanting to get up. That had me dying. Cause I'm like, bro, all this is going on, and you're just telling a story with your gun out just in case. Like, come on.
But I will let Cap explain the flaws.
There we go.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah. Spoiler. This is spoiler episode. Sorry, guys.
I mean, you've already seen it. Other people put their spoiler reviews out. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
One, this movie is confusing because I don't know who it's made for. Now, I said that this was the best Disney move. Like, this feels, for the first time in my life with the MCU, this feels as if Disney went to Marvel Comics and went, hey, can we use these characters to make a movie? They literally went to a planet that was a musical, and Carol Danvers literally put on a Disney princess fucking dress. For no reason.
Which is a dope dress, by the way.
For no reason.
I kind of like the diversity of the aliens, because we did have a fucking imbecile in solid gold walking around with a carpet everywhere.
Yeah. Except they immediately turned around and went, oh, he's bilingual, so we could just talk normal to him. Instead of making everybody have to now go to that custom. They dropped it immediately. Now, this is why I say I don't know how I feel about it, because everything what you guys have said is all true. But then we get, so what the fuck are Miss Marvel's powers? The bangle unlocked what? Because she used her powers without the bangle to pull him back into the spaceship. So do the bangles augment her powers? Do they give her extra shit that we're not seeing? Not only that, this bitch went out there with both of them and dusted herself, and immediately they turned around and said, hey, Kamala, you got to do exactly what she did to give me your power. But she didn't get dusted. and mutant blood is different than Kree blood, which these were designed by the Kree.
No.
So I would think the Kree blood would trump a mutation. 2. So secret invasion happened,
Wait,
and
hold up.
everybody's pissed that Fury didn't find a new home. Captain Marvel didn't find a new home. Lo and behold, the Skrulls had a fucking planet. They were thriving on the planet, unabated by anything until Bad Lady showed up. What the fuck? Where did the fuck this come from? You couldn't have sent Talos and all them motherfuckers up there?
Unless they did that shit afterwards. But also here's a little thing. When this girl fucking smacked the two Bengals together and disintegrated herself, she may have overloaded herself with the power, trying to unlock the complete power of the shit to break open that fucking wormhole.
Yeah, but again, they immediately told Amon Vellani, Miss Marvel, to do that.
Yeah, but I don't think she
Why the
did
fuck
the
would you know?
entire power of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Or I guess to again play devil's advocate, maybe the mutation is what helps her. Maybe she already has.
But
I guess it's stupid because it's a fucking scapegoat here. But
yeah,
it's one of those where
like, what the fuck is her? They just say she could. They just keep saying that she can use light and make constructs. Like,
but maybe
right,
that's
so
what they
the
think
Green Lantern.
she's able to do. At this point, there must be something else.
Yeah,
Her mutation must be something else. There has to be something that maybe this actually awakened in a sense. The minute she put on those bangles, that's where now it's starting to fucking click.
But that's why I'm saying where this movie's confusing. Another thing you brought it up a little bit, Nick Fury's actions. This Nick Fury had nothing to do with Secret Invasion.
Nope.
And
Black Girl Magic.
who knows? Who did this take place beforehand? Did this take place afterhand? Who knows? Because that dude was not the dude that we saw in the fucking Disney Plus show at all.
I mean, he could have been the dude we saw go back up at the end.
I doubt it.
If it was, then why the hell again? Why was he just sitting? My dude was chilling. My dude was chilling, telling us the story, and then petting the cat, scared as hell.
Yeah. Then, and I'm gonna tie all this in at the end here.
Yeah, all good. Then,
where the fuck is Monica Rambeau? Because that is not the fucking the end credit scene, which I'm a fucking spoiler right now. Monica Rambeau wakes up, sees a version of her mom, which isn't her mom, turns out to be binary, which is just another code name that Captain Marvel used. And Hank McCoy, Beast, shows up. She's in the fucking X-Mansion. They mention Charles. That is not the fucking Fox X-Men universe. Because that is not the way Beast looked the last time we seen him in the Fox universe. And Binary was not in the fucking Fox universe. We know this because nobody mentioned her ever. Not to mention, the last time we saw that version of that character be a Marvel, a Captain Marvel that was in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So where the fuck is she at?
Well, it's wanting to kill the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
Then we got.
But she had the bangles too.
Eggs show up on a fucking space station with Nick Fury on it, and no one gives a shit.
Wait,
no one cares other than
what?
19 of these popped up. We don't know what the fuck they are.
Oh, suspicious eggs.
Yeah,
oh,
the cat.
Okay.
Nobody fucking cared. Then my last thing is, who the fuck moved into that house in Louisiana? Because I read it as they were helping Captain Marvel move in.
Yeah.
But every reviewer that I've seen in their spoiler talk, every reviewer is under the assumption that Amon Vellani, I keep calling the actress name, Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel's family moved into that house. That they just uprooted the family because their house was destroyed in Jersey and put them in the house in Louisiana. So who the fuck moved into that house?
Well, one of the boxes says the cat's name and Carol's snacks. That's what it says. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
she moved there.
Remember,
That-
Carol
Or they
gave the
might have
mother
all
the
they
plate.
might have all moved there.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
But that's what
One
I
big
read
happy
too.
family.
That's why I was like, oh, they moved Captain Marvel in.
Yeah.
But everybody else seems to think that they moved the family in.
No, I think it's Captain Marvel moved there because
So I bring all this up to my original point where I personally don't know how to feel about this movie
yeah.
because all this shit, I actually yelled, what do you call it? I gave a worse review to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and Quantumania for less shit. But yet I didn't walk out of this movie going, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what to fucking think. Because this movie has bigger flaws than other movies that I gave bad grades to. But is it that I just hit the point where I don't care anymore? Where I sit down and I just watch whatever's on the screen? Or is it the fact that the one thing the other two movies don't have that this one does, is the fact that Iman Vellani is just so fucking good as Miss Marvel that it just kind of it supplanted all this other bad shit. Because as much as I hate that fucking let's go 100% Disney fucking singing planet, one of the funniest and best parts and one of my favorite parts of that whole sequence is as they're walking up, she's fucking doing all this shit, dancing, having a fucking great time. And she's like, how come you're not dancing? And that's just her energy so fucking infectious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in totality, can you really sit there? And I know you guys have your thoughts about the movie, but can I really sit there and go, this movie is good because one thing in it was good?
Yeah.
That's where I'm stuck. That's where I can't decide.
Here's the thing, though. You said that you gave bad reviews to Doctor Strange and Ant-Man,
Yeah.
right? Now you I don't want to say you're nitpicking, but you're picking points of things that's like, this was stupid, this was stupid, this was confusing, that was confusing. Kamala Khan was amazing, and this was good. What did we say about fucking Multiverse of Madness? There was no multiverse, there was no madness. Everything they promised to us was a falsehood.
Yes. But now here's where I've been stuck for the last 2 days. Because again, one thing in the Marvels has got me like, okay, is this movie good or bad? If you sit down and watch Multiverse of Madness, forget the fact that they just retconned and gave Wanda that she never got over her shit and they made her mad again. Her portrayal was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Watching her lay waste to the fucking idiots, except for Captain Carter. Captain Carter would never be an idiot. But watching her lay waste to the Illuminati, watching her chase down like some fucking weird ghost Terminator was horrendous. That whole fucking scene where she's going through the mirror reflections was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So why is it that one good thing in this movie wasn't enough for me to justify it?
Because
one good thing in this movie is, even though the flaws in this movie I think are more egregious than the ones in Multiverse of Madness.
Well, remember, you also said that one, she already knew the kids were fake. Why the fuck is she going somewhere else? Like, two, the dark hole wasn't controlling her. She was controlling. It was a lot of things that were like, for the story and for what we know, this shit doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They forced a lot of shit to happen in
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness.
But again, because I've been going back and forth. Quantum Mania and this and Doctor Strange, they had stories. This movie, shit just happened. There was no story. Shit just happened in this movie.
Yeah, I want to say what it is. I feel like for both of those movies, because this was, I think, our issue, a consensus here. They were supposed to be a lot bigger to the totality of the MCU. With this one, we still till week of we're questioning where is this in the MCU? Where are we going with? Does this even matter at this point?
But
because even watching this movie, do we know is this after Secret Invasion or is this before? Technically, so that's the thing. It's one of those where we still this movie in a sense doesn't matter. With the other two, with Multiverse of Madness, there was supposed to be a fucking madness in that movie, and there was it.
Yeah.
With fucking Quantum Mania, again, it's a good movie, but that was supposed to be our quote unquote beginning to what's supposed to happen.
Also, this, without a shadow of a doubt, was a filler movie. We knew going in, this was not no crazy fucking movie. This was a filler movie.
Yeah.
Quantum Mania, I quote, the best movie since Endgame. Fucking Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I quote, the craziest shit you're gonna fucking never imagine in Marvel. We got none of that.
Yeah.
We got none of that. They overpromised and underdelivered. For
And
the Marvels,
I think that's
they just gave us shit. And it was like, hey, that's what we needed. So we need a little bit of shake and bake. We found the second bangle. That's beautiful. We got Carol Danvers to fucking, redeem herself. Now, at least she seems like she has a soul. Beautiful. Like, we got to see some cats do some shit. The family fucks people up. This is a feel-good movie. And now we get to been in, the fucking X-Men again. This is a little bit of, this movie was more of a tasting with a surprise than a meal.
Yeah. But now again, where I'm struggling is with 30 something fucking movies in here. We're deep into the multiverse saga. And all we got,
we just started it.
all we got is a tasting and some shitty ass appetizers.
Damn.
But the appetizers, they charge us the full price for the entree.
Yeah.
So like you guys are saying, if this was just a throwaway movie, then my personal view.
I don't want to say this was a throwaway movie. This was a connecting point movie.
Was it
connected to what?
Because think about it.
The only thing connected is the end credit. Because that's now where we get some shit.
And that didn't even connect. Well, no, the one thing that did connect was Amon Villani, Miss Marvel, going to Kate Bishop and going, "Hey, you thought you were the only one? Nah, because now
did we not connect that the Bengals can travel the multiverse? Because technically one of the Bengals opened up a tear in the fabric of another multiverse. And that's where Spectrum ended. Monica Rambeau ended it. And also we found the second Bengal. We got Saber established. We shown that Captain Marvel is not the most powerful being right now because she was OP in Endgame. We shown that. And now also there's a reason for now Kamala Khan has grown up. And Kamala Khan knows what it takes to be a hero. She connects the fucking the young Avengers and shit. This movie is what season 2 of Miss Marvel would have been if they try to fucking explain all that shit then. Because here's the thing. Now, I get it. The TV shows are movies, they break up into 6 parts.
Yeah.
This is my argument. I would rather this fucking movie to explain Kamala Khan and then season 2 be actual fucking show. You know what I'm saying? than
I
to
get
waste
it.
my time with 6-7 episodes of shit that's like what the. Because if this was a TV show, we would all be like, what the fuck? There's one episode of them just singing. What the fuck?
That
You know
would
what
have
I'm
been a
saying?
filler episode. That would have been a
Yeah,
fucking filler
you know what I'm
episode.
saying?
So
Well,
I get that. I get that. It's
I get that, except here's where I'm like, yo, I should be more critical of this movie because you said we established Saber, except Saber's a fucking joke.
So was
They got
Shield.
swallowed up by cats. None of them are qualified to do shit. I don't trust them. I don't trust them to save us from drowning in a bowl of fucking cereal.
Vic, the first
Then-
time we actually seen Shield, they were overrun by Hydra. Literally everyone in Shield except for Nick Fury and 3 people were Hydra. The first time we actually saw Shield.
Yeah, but when Coulson came on board, he actually felt like he mattered the entire time.
yeah.
Not one person, Nick Fury included, feels like they matter from Saber. And to your second point, where
I
you
can't
said
argue with
Captain
that.
Marvel is not the strongest in the universe, this bitch restarted the fucking sun. She went in and like nothing restarted a dying star.
Anybody
How the
could have
fuck
did
is
that shit.
not-
Anybody could have did that shit. Victor Tomlin could have did that shit.
Who the
Send,
get out of it?
send Cyclops in that motherfucker. He'll put the fucking the energy from another fucking universe into that sun.
No.
Joe could have done it.
I could have did it. That don't impress
Just,
me. You want
just
to
give
impress
him a
me? Take
banana in
the
the
wheel.
tailpipe. Joe would have done it.
Yeah. You want to impress me? Take the wheel, motherfucker.
Nah.
Oh, shit. No, but again, this movie it has something to it. But I will agree with Cap of it does have that Disney element. It felt more like, hey, this is gonna be that Disney Plus movie for fucking
But-
January.
But like I told, I'm pretty sure the demographic that they were going after in this was probably girls and young kids.
But why? This is the sequel to a movie where that wasn't the fucking demographic.
But also, you have a character from a TV show that the demographic was little teenagers.
True.
No.
But it's also a TV show that, according to the ratings, nobody fucking watched anyway. Not
Except for real
even the
niggas.
little girls and teenagers.
The real
What?
motherfuckers watch that shit.
I feel like this one definitely you're gonna see the demographic is gonna be that just because of it's empowering women here. It's three
So-
Yeah.
female
then-
leads are gonna get that.
And this is truly the first MCU project that was not made for me. Because I am not a Disney fan. I don't really give a shit about Disney animation or any of that shit, except the Goofy movie
know
is
what?
the only one I care about. I am
You know-
not a fucking 12-year-old girl.
You know something though? I take back my statement. This is not the Ant-Man of the phases. This is the Thor. Because if I'm going to be completely honest with you, do I want to see this formula in other movies? No. This for me is a one and done. You get this movie with this. It worked here. Don't do it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Thor, it didn't work with any of the fucking 1, 2, and 3. Well, Ragnarok, it kind of worked because, like I said, Ragnarok is Planet Hulk with Thor in it. Fuck
Shit,
that.
Ragnarok in comparison is fucking
Oscar
Mr.
worthy.
Holland's opus.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do this for other movies. You get it here. It worked here. Be happy with it here. This was not a movie I expected to fucking fight Galactus. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say, oh, the villain was weak. It's about time we had a weak villain for a second. You know?
Yeah.
Why
Especially again, we're in the middle of a.
Does everyone need to fucking fight a goddamn god?
No.
It's like we need something that at least, hey, we're getting ready for Kang. That is
Yeah, you know, like
our end goal is Kang.
I think you're,
let's get somebody that's ranked number 1, but ain't on Canelo's fucking level. You know?
I think you're conflating strong, like strength villain with compelling villain. People
Well,
wanted a compelling villain.
this
This
is-
bitch wasn't even
no.
compelling.
But this is why I say do not put this formula in other movies, because the drawbacks of it. Listen, I got what I needed from Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau, and I'm fine with that.
No.
They didn't butcher the characters. I'm fine with that.
No, that's why I said it. To me, it felt like
Yeah.
they grew. We got something
Yeah.
out of them, and that was the thing. It was one of those where we got to see now Kamala not be just a little girl we met on the show. We got to see her now be Miss Marvel. We got to see that little bit of a hey, from the family aspect of we're not approving, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
And then you get Carol finally having some sort of connection now instead of just like Brie Larson got to be have a little more range with this one instead of just.
But everything else in this movie was rushed.
Yeah,
it was rushed.
I have a question for you because this came up in something else that I was watching.
Yeah.
I had said, what do you call it, like 2 weeks ago? I had made the comment, I was like, yo, why the fuck does Tom Hiddleston get to actually act in Loki season 2? He actually gets
just so happens to be
gets to show range and act.
He gets everything.
Would it have not been better? And again,
they let Brie Larson act.
Somebody else, because to me, I guess it just didn't fucking matter to me watching it. But now that I hear them say it, it's a good point. You remember that scene where they're sharing the memories?
Yeah.
And it goes back and Monica's like, yo, stop this. I don't want to fucking live through this. And immediately when she comes out, Miss Marvel hugs her and tells Captain Marvel to get in on the hug to comfort her. Wouldn't it have been better for Carol Danvers to race out to pull Monica back, miss it, go back to the ship for a second, try to like hold it together because Kamala's there.
Yeah.
And then fucking break. Because she fucked up when she was younger. She missed her chance. She wasn't fast enough. They call her the Annihilator. This girl is dead because of what she did. Like everything rushes in. So Brie Larson can get her moment so that Tom Hiddleston isn't the only one who can show that he's an actor. And then strengthen the bond between her and Miss Marvel, because Miss Marvel now, once again, has to be the one to console.
Yeah.
Because think about it. I didn't think about it at all until they brought this up. But then the minute they brought it up, it clicked. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. They're sitting in the plane. Does this fly? Nah. I'm just holding it until Monica gets back. That was a nothing scene. With that should have been another fucking final stamp in, okay, I fucked up the last one. This is the new one I have. I gotta take this one seriously and mentor this girl. But it just played off as two awkward people sitting in a fucking plane. It was like two people who showed up for fucking driver's ed, thinking that the other one was the teacher, and they're both sitting in the car waiting for the other one to give instruction. They're like,
No. But you know what it is? It's almost like a genuine moment of, so now what? It's like they because at the same token, it would have been more to get to see almost all the phases of like grief, because at this point they don't know. It's one of those where this was just living in it almost. So as much as we saw that evolution, we can't get everything, unfortunately. There's only a certain amount of time for, I guess, a movie.
No, but I
kind of we could have done 1 minute of that, of her actually feeling something in that goddamn spaceship.
I kind of agree with that. I would want the emotionality. Like if, let's say, she thought she was gone and Captain Marvel is feeling that like I couldn't save her. Because Tony did the same shit after he saved the fucking planet. And threw the missile in the fucking in space.
Yeah.
He still had survivor's guilt. He still had PTSD.
Yeah.
So Danvers, I can see doing that. And then you cut to a scene where someone in Saber is measuring the guns. Like, technically, if she knew how to do it, these what are they called? Not gauntlets, but
The Bengals.
the Bengals would be able to open up another universe. And then we can get Monica back. And maybe she goes, I'm gonna take her under my wing and teach her how to use this cosmic energy that I have. And she starts training Miss Marvel. To one day go find Ezra.
Yo, not
Everything
to,
connects.
to bring it up to bring it back to Cabs' favorite subject. After hearing them talk about that scene, that is a lot like, oh, Han Solo died, so Princess Leia ran past Chewbacca and went to Rey. Why the fuck would you not console the motherfucker who's been with your husband for 30-something years?
That was his homie.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking grieving right now. He'll be alright.
That's kind of what it felt like. Is she's gone. I couldn't grab her. So we get ice cream later, or what are we doing? You want to help me move? You want to help me and or you move into this house in Louisiana, depending on which critic is watching the film.
Well, the knucklehead said it's Captain Marvel moved.
I swear to God, when I first heard that, I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something? I thought Captain Marvel moved in.
Think about this. Shang-Chi happens after this. Right?
Yeah.
You have Miss Marvel, Wong, and Bruce Banner doing some kind of shit. Who is Wong training in magic? America Perez. What?
Chavez, no?
America Chavez.
Yeah.
What is her power? To travel the multiverse.
No.
Why wouldn't there be a scene where one goes, what happened to where Carol Danvers like, my friend just got trapped in another dimension, blah, blah, blah. I may know somebody that can help you.
Yes. Now, in order to make that work, you're gonna need to bring Dasim in this bitch and have him yoga stretch.
Yo,
we already know that this movie, at the very least, does not take place before Shang-Chi.
No, but it can legit. Hold on, it can.
Going forward,
it can legit, but it could legit connect that.
Yeah, you can connect going forward
because you want to ask questions. I'm trying to change your name. You keep fucking coming out of the goddamn thing. I'm doing it for you. So anyway.
What?
No, because Show's in the waiting room, so we're trying to fix the name for him.
So the thing is, you can connect it to, because you want to ask questions that are not answered. Shang-Chi ended with Carol Danvers, Wong, and Bruce Banner together. Welcome to the circus.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is he changing names? What the fuck? What is happening? What is happening? I love this.
The shit's all fun and games until we fucking revoke your goddamn shit. So that question has never been answered. You know what I'm saying? So it could be time to start connecting some of these dots.
Well, technically, it was answered in She-Hulk. Because Bruce had the same shit from after Shang-Chi and She-Hulk, and then Wong went and got the Abomination in She-Hulk and Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So again, we know. Your theory is not incorrect. Going forward, Wong can reconnect with Captain Marvel and use America Chavez to go get Monica Rambeau. That part of it is It's just the whole before Shang-Chi. You'd have to use that fucking MIB memory wipe shit on me to make me forget that shit.
But because we have multiple ways to go get this girl. The only thing we don't have, which you probably could get from Ant-Man, from what's his name's daughter, is a way to find her. And the reason why I say you get this from Ant-Man's daughter is because she found Kang in the quantum realm. And the quantum realm is technically another universe. So she could probably use that same technology to find Monica.
Yeah.
I don't get an intro, right? I mean, they already know I was in the waiting room fucking shit up. I changed it.
All right, so
Yo, this conversation was so violent, I started bleeding.
damn, would you bitch yourself?
Apparently, I don't know how.
Shit, see, we got him thirsty for more, and he's eating himself.
Yo, Ray loves the movie Mobius. Confirmed. He loves it so much that I can't even pronounce it correctly.
Morbius? Wait.
Morbius. There you go.
Yeah.
I said Mobius.
You know what it was? It's because it was talking about Loki for so long. And we just thought about oh man.
See,
what's going on, show?
Yeah. See, the one thing chilling. The one thing about this movie is that it doesn't leave me going, so what happens next? You know what I'm saying? It's because, like I said, this was just a straight up. Oh, I enjoyed the movie.
The movie itself doesn't make you do that.
It was like a refresher on some. All right, palette cleansing the way Ant-Man did it. All right, beautiful. We don't need no more of this. So what's gonna happen next? Shit.
Well, after that end credit, we definitely want to know what happens next.
Yeah, but we're not gonna get that unless Deadpool is doing everything. We're not gonna get that for a while.
Yo, at this point, Deadpool might have to do all the heavy lifting.
Deadpool is about to be the movie. Ryan Reynolds thought, I just want to bring this character to life. No.
But
Now
not for nothing. Not for nothing. Deadpool is the perfect character to make a movie full of nothing that has everything in it.
Yeah,
all I'm saying, we just need that.
Yeah.
We need that one scene of Deadpool just doing some random shit and fucking, why is there a hand there? Just have it be in a newspaper. Like he's taking his shit and fucking in the newspaper, giant hand. What the fuck is that?
But again, they did that in She-Hulk.
No, but Deadpool.
Oh, you had to be a fucking super spy to see that shit. Fuck that.
I
want to hear the words, why the fuck is there a hand and a head coming out of the ocean?
Yeah.
Has no one seen this shit before? That's what and I don't know why you would use that as the island for mutants. Unless you had Magneto sitting there going, he's like, I need an island. Apartments.com. Anthony said it in one of the comments earlier. Unless Magneto's Apartments.com, what can I use? And it's like, we got a head here for free. Perfect.
Do you guys not remember she turned whatever the fuck her name was, turned that shit to marble? You can't live on something. It's a fucking marble stone. The fuck are you gonna do living over there? You need to eat and shit. Like you'd have to terraform the goddamn hand to turn it into an island to live on.
Man.
Sure, what did you think of the movie?
To be honest with you, I didn't have the opportunity to watch it. I tried to make it to the movies today, and because I didn't realize it was in the movies. As I was telling Toe, I wanted to watch it. I thought it was the actual show that had a new episode, Ms. Marvel. I figured out it was a fucking movie. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell him I ain't watch it. But I did watch Loki.
I am a god, you dull creature.
So what did you think of Loki?
I loved it. The thing is, I don't know how this involves to the story, so I don't know how accurate it is or if it's accurate at all. Since it's a show, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to break somewhere.
Yo, yes, I don't know how accurate it is either.
There's no more. It goes off the comic. This is 100% Marvel telling its own story.
Dope. I mean,
Everything they do is not according to the comic book.
No.
it looks like it's gonna be a little complicated. I mean, this man is stuck in the branch. Where is he? He's in the branch. He's in the timeline, the original timeline.
He's
I'm
technically
guessing-
at the end of time.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's messing
In
with
the tree of
more
life.
branches.
Well,
Dope.
he basically control. He is time in the sense.
Yeah, he's controlling the branches. He's killing them.
Sure, you're gonna love this. Me and you, for the first time ever, are on the same page.
Oh,
Because for the first time in my life, watching comic book characters that I've grown up watching for 38 years, I legit have no fucking clue what's going on.
is that what they trying to accomplish? All my old fans that know the fucking story, I'm gonna get rid of it. I need y'all to be new fans as well. Like, I'm tired of y'all telling me the story and telling me this is wrong and telling me this goes like this. Now you don't know how the fuck it goes. Just sit down and watch the movie, Cap. You think?
That's. I have no proof that it's not that. So
Fuck it.
Why not?
Let's take it on the good side.
because we try to explain the whole Loki holding all the branches in the tree of life, but to be honest, I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what the fuck it did. I don't know how the fuck it impacts.
That's how I was
I don't
thinking.
know. I don't
I don't
know
know, they
anything
branching
right
from
now.
there? How they going? Well, he's going to be Kang now? Like, how do you get a part 3? He's just going to be in the branches? Boom, boom,
Well, the one
boom.
thing I do know is that there's not going to be a season 3 of Loki. This is just these two, and that's it.
It looks like it. It looks like it, but it doesn't lead. It doesn't lead the story anywhere. I mean, like I said,
Well, I mean, it
If
has
y'all
a
trying to
natural
tell me
conclusion,
story.
so it wouldn't lead anywhere.
And it says this allows for other stories to be told now, though. This now gives us a way to be able to do all this because after episode 4, we thought, so now how does any of this happen? And now we're at a point where now all this that we're fucking pie in the sky theorizing can happen.
yeah, Ray, but how do you convert this and bring it to the Kang movie that you're gonna
Oh no,
build?
we were trying to connect that. We still
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
All of our strength is on Deadpool right now.
well, the way you bring Kang into this is Ant-Man. This happens at the same time as Ant-Man. If we're gonna do that, because the whole theory that in the TVA time isn't linear is bullshit. Because he wouldn't have been able to go back in time.
Million times.
No.
So now now when they went to that last scene and they said we found a Kang deviant variant in adjacent to 616 universe, but they handled it. That was the Ant-Man's universe. If you look at the pictures, that was Kang in the quantum realm. The ball that he used to power his chair that he was going to
Yeah.
power the whole city. They had pictures of that in there. So that is when the end credit of Ant-Man came out and said they're starting to touch the multiverse. They called everyone. Now we got to go get them. It's because now that sparks that war that Kang was talking about when he spoke to Loki and said, do you not know that if you don't keep this one singular timeline, there's going to be another war that's going to end it all?
That's what the machine is for.
So now, if you watch this and then watch Ant-Man again,
It makes a little more sense.
it makes a little more sense.
Okay.
Which again brings me back to how do I really feel about the Marvels? Because now the Marvels now recontextualizes what I should have thought about at least Quantumania.
Well, all of that happened in the end credit scene. The movie itself had nothing to do. with this shit.
So
The movie
basically, watch
saw
the end
can't give you
credit
the
and then go
plan.
watch this Loki. Don't watch
Now
the
that you
whole
watch,
movie.
now that you watch Loki, you can watch the end
The
credit.
end credit.
Yeah,
All right.
now you can watch it and understand it a little better. Because now at least we have some substance to this.
Yeah.
We'll go look at that. I'm gonna go. I've been stomping on that movie for years. Gotta go see how it goes together now. This is how I started my Marvel Adventures. Somebody once, I think it was my wife, she's like, yo, you know that the Avengers is all separate movies. You got to start by Hulk and go down to Thor, come around to Iron Man, and something like that. I'm like, what? So I started from Avengers and worked backwards. I started watching all the movies. So now I guess I'm doing
Only
the
you
same thing.
would watch. Only you would start with a culmination of shit.
And then watch to be able to understand.
That's when I
And then
discovered
it
it. I
the
was
end.
like,
Yep.
she was like, I'm watching Avengers. I was like, what's this? Dope.
That's what leads to what we were talking about last week.
Yeah, but
You
no.
watch that and then go back and watch the beginning.
Hold on. Now, sure. Let me ask you a legit question, because you're the normal guy, right? You're the everyman. If you had watched the Avengers, or if you had watched Endgame first, and then somebody told you, "Oh, you got to go back and watch 22 other movies, not just 4 or 5, 22 other movies," would you have not been like, "Yeah, what the fuck? That's a lot of movies."
It would have, I'm not gonna lie, it would have been a little excessive. But depending on how good that Avengers movie is how much I'm gonna be convinced to go back 22 movies. So which part did you see that didn't make you go back? Like where did you see the problem?
We were just having the discussion that there's too much content
for someone to get into it
just
now.
jump in anywhere.
Yeah, there's no way.
Like just jump in anywhere and then go back and fill yourself in. Where I'm saying you can't do that. There's too much to catch up on, and most of it is irrelevant. You just have to start from the fucking beginning.
Coming from a novice, I would tell you to start where you're at. And if you feel it's whatever catches your interest, go watch that from the actual combination. Because there's a couple of things that wasn't like Hulk was okay to me. A couple of other ones, I think it was who's the girl black, she was okay as well. Her movie, some movies are okay, like you really don't have to go see those. And then there's some that you have to, like, it's integrate. Civil War, I had to see. That was one of my favorite, like that. So basically pick what you are attracted to and go watch that. You might not want to watch Hulk. I'm just going to watch Spider-Man. Or I'm just going to watch Iron Man. Start where you can. It's better than not doing nothing.
Nah, to be completely honest, if somebody comes up to me and now says, "Yo, I want to jump into the MCU, what do I do?" I just say, watch the Infinity Saga and No Way Home. And then after that, you don't gotta watch a fucking thing if you don't want to. But watch the greatest story ever told and the Spider-Man prologue, and get done.
Hey, I got lucky, man, because the movies I missed, Marvel was hitting home runs back then. It was back to back: Civil War, Spider-Man, Iron Man, boom, bing. My man, I was sitting for hours, happy.
Watch all the Man movies.
No. If it ends in man, shows one. It's raining, man.
But I don't, like, right now it would be trouble because we've run through a patch where you guys have been on the decline. So you're gonna see a lot of movies that you might not like, or you guys don't even think it's included in the. It don't matter. You don't gotta watch that. That's not integrated in the story. Like, you guys tell me, I'll be like, yo, what should I watch? That show you don't have to watch. It has nothing to do with that. Don't watch Thor. Thor Ragnarok didn't move the story. Like, you tell me what not to watch.
Yeah.
And you tell me what's included. So talk to an expert. They'll tell you.
Yes, consult an expert. And if your desire to watch Marvel lasts longer than 4 hours, please go to your doctor because that is unnatural.
I think Marvel heard too much of us. They tried to break my window. Something just fucking banged up.
Yeah, Kevin Feige running in.
I'll tell you one thing though. You don't need to watch anything from DC.
See?
Not
Easy.
true.
Blue Beetle, maybe.
Do they have a culminating movie? An Avengers?
Justice League. It started
Justice League was
there.
supposed to, but
I've never seen a good Justice League movie. Like,
They don't have a good Justice League movie.
they have a Justice League movie. We're not
Yo.
saying it's necessarily good.
They have a shitty version that came out in theaters, and then a longer mini series that's like 8 hours. It really
It's not that's not any better than that fucking other movie.
it's only good when you compare it to the bullshit that we already saw. But
Facts. There's great
and it's-
animated versions of the Justice League.
That's like saying the Justice League movie that came out in the theaters is a 3 and the Snyder cut is a 3.5.
Basically.
Technically it's better, but it's still
It's
not worth the
just-
15 hours you gotta watch for this fucking.
And legit, it takes you like 15 because it's like you're not watching this in one sitting. It's like I'll start it. All right, let me go do this. I'll be back.
That was the original Disney Plus TV show.
Facts.
Damn.
Facts.
When are they gonna build a movie equal to Avengers or Endgame or Infinity
Never,
War?
because they keep fucking restarting it before they could.
And James Gunn doesn't know what hero he wants to use, so he got the Paw Patrol out there.
I mean, what characters you got to use as well? I mean, which Batman you going? Which Superman? Which all those people? Which one you gonna use? Ben Affleck?
They tried that. It worked. But yeah.
He is my Batman.
He was a good Batman though.
Yeah.
He was a good Batman.
Christian Bale. That's
Me
my
too.
Batman.
That was my guy.
Is he your Batman or is he your Bruce Wayne?
Who?
Christian
He's
Bale.
both.
Nah, you got a point, Toe. He was a great Bruce Wayne with the hair slick and the suit. Well, that's because he looks evil. That don't count. He looked like a rich evil guy. He looked like he was playing himself.
Well, that's if you ever seen American Psycho.
Yo, but the Batman movie with he pulled the fucking Die Hard 3 logic. The fucking the third one was it Dark Knight Rises? So
That's the one with
the one with
best
Bane.
Joker. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
the one with Bane.
The Bane.
Where Catwoman is trying to steal technology to erase her from old databases that doesn't exist. Here goes the thing that you was looking for. I thought it didn't exist. How'd you put it on your ass? With the belt just made a program? Like, Jarvis, are you there? like literally, they like, fuck. I didn't know. I knew he was the greatest detective. I didn't know this nigga was the greatest everything. Shit.
Hey,
You know what? That's a conversation we need to have now. Or fucking
We'll
picking
give you the
who the
impossible.
best.
Yeah.
that's still better than the Rata. It's the Rat, idiots. The Rat.com. It's right there. Just fuck you
Thumb
mean?
drive
Yeah.
a USB stick.
Yo, that was the dumbest shit. What do you mean, the rat? It's Rata. It's like it's not a completely different word.
My thing was the fucking
Like this word that I got here is the Latin word for trouble.
Tribulation.
If this is what they were trying to decipher what the fuck this means, okay. But not trouble. What does that mean? Is that what I can't decipher what trouble?
when
Tribulation.
Yeah, but on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
I love how we went. This is just like Loki's the fucking finale. It's like all the emotions. Like,
yeah,
And now we end on what the fuck were they thinking? But
word.
And it's
Yo.
still right now. You just witnessed the longest we've actually ever talked about DC continuously.
Yeah, for real.
Thanks.
2 minutes.
So,
but again, remind the folks, we're not gonna be
Yes.
here next Tuesday.
we're not gonna be here next week.
Yep.
We're gonna remind the fans,
Yes.
show, and
Yeah,
everyone else.
my
that
show,
doesn't
because
know.
show would show up next week.
Yeah.
Like,
On
yo,
time, bro.
I'm here on
Yeah.
time. Bro, we're not doing
Yeah, we're
podcast.
not having any show next week. We're not gonna be on at all next week.
Oh, we'll
So
be back.
people can. Just so it's a reminder for show. Next week is Thanksgiving.
Yes.
It is?
Yes. So now you need to go handle your business with your family
Yes.
and
Go
do
buy the-
everything you need to do
Go
next
buy
week.
the turkey. Go buy the pernil. Go buy the shit for the coquito.
Get some
Go buy
socks,
all that. Facts.
all that shit.
But we'll be back starting Monday the 27th. That is
That's
when we
right.
come back. We'll be back Monday for Raw, Tuesday with comics, Wednesday with sports, Thursday with wrestling with Knuckleheads, and eventually we'll do fucking Toe in the Show with Ray.
Yeah, either
Oh,
Friday or
yeah.
Saturday. This Friday we're doing the Tone the Show.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Unfortunately, I will
Alright.
not be there. My bad.
Saturday
Yeah.
for steaks. I remember.
Yes. Yes. There we go.
And on that note,
Hold
ladies
on.
and gentlemen,
Hold on. How the fuck, Ray, did you turn around and go, and eventually we'll do Tone the Show with Ray, but we got one coming up and you ain't gonna be there?
Oh,
That's why we're right.
because
ever since I put him on the fucking title, he hasn't shown up.
You
well, no, the
motherfucker.
He
last
really
two,
took his show replacement shit to heart.
Word.
last 2
Exactly.
weeks, I've been booked to do wrestling shows on Saturdays.
Right.
So Toe didn't do them on Fridays, so I couldn't make the Saturday show.
AKA, it's your weekend with the kids. I got it.
yeah.
I got it. Mhm.
He gets it.
So for
He gets
the
it.
third time, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.